Indianapolis with Jerry Glanville. This is Kevin Harlan. Our entire Fox Network crew is Mitch Berger, the former Philadelphia Eagles draft choice, sets to kick off to the second-best kickoff return man in the NFL, Michael Bates, along with Raheem Ismail. The Vikings coming in after a 15-10 loss last week in New York at the Meadowlands. The Carolina Panthers losing in Jacksonville. It's Minnesota. It's Carolina. First place is on the line, and here we go from the Metrodome. Michael Bates, second in the NFL, returns from the goal line with Ismail blocking, and Bates is up to the 30-yard line and eventually brought down by Pete Bursich. It's a return of 29 yards. Quarterback Kerry Collins out of the lineup for the last 3 weeks, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, a #1 pick out of Penn State last year. Brockermeyer now plays the left tackle, Elliott at left guard, Whitley is the center, Skrepanek is the right guard, and Dennis from left to now right tackle. Running backs Johnson and Howard Griffith. You'll see some Leroy Horde, Carrier, and Hussein Muhammad making his first start in the NFL with the tight end Wesley Wall. On first down and 10, the handoff to Anthony Johnson. And he's chopped down by Derek Alexander. Johnson has seen time with Indianapolis and Chicago. Now this vaunted Minnesota defense, and it's a beauty with Alexander and Fernando Smith on the outside, inside the impeccable John Randall. Now the linebackers, Edwards, Brady, and Darryl Talley. And in the secondary, the quarterbacks, good ones, Washington along with Corey Fuller, inside Orlando Thomas and Robert Smith. Second down and 3. Carolina at their own 38-yard line. Collins looks for his primary receiver and wisely throws it away. There was no receiver on the near side. Looked for his second option, Jerry. No one was there either. Went back to the near side and threw it away.
And that surprised me. They came back and threw because on 1st and 10, they blew the Minnesota Viking defensive line. Everybody went back 5-6 yards. So I thought they'd come right back with another run, but they tried a quick 3-step throw.
Coach of the Carolina Panthers is Don Capers, now in his 2nd year as the head coach. They've yet to beat an NFC Central team. Now his offense facing 3rd down and 3 from the 38. Collins hit and throws it. That should be an incomplete pass, and it is. He was brought down by Fernando Smith on the line, and there comes that defense into play, Jerry, very early in the game for the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, the rush of the defensive line sort of goes in sync with what they're doing in the secondary. He's trying to get a quick read here, but the corners are not moving. On this 3-step drop, all of the corners squatted, so here comes the line. There's nowhere to throw the football. Surprised they threw the ball twice when they ran the ball one time so effectively.
37-year-old Ron Stark will punt for the Carolina Panthers and fields a low snap. They got David Palmer deep back, and he's at the 27-yard line. And Palmer, who busted one free last week against the Giants, takes it up to the 46-yard line. Palmer had a punt return last week of 69 yards in the lone touchdown for Minnesota. That's a return of 19 right there, setting up things nicely for quarterback Warren Moon. Now 39 years old, the oldest quarterback in the NFL, 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions so far. On the line, good tackles in Stussy and Stringer. Inside, McDaniel, Christie, and John Jarrett. Running backs today, Robert Smith, he's a good one, off to a great start with Charles Evans. The wide receivers, Carter and Jake Reed, 2 of the best on one team in the NFL. And the tight end is Andrew Jordan. From the 46-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go for Minnesota. And Moon will go right to work. Hit, he fumbles the ball, picks it up, and goes down at the 43-yard line. Whacked up the middle by Gerald Williams for the Carolina defense.
It doesn't take long to see these two teams can get after a quarterback in a lot of different ways. They shifted the tight end there to try to confuse the defense, but it did not.
Williams, Cragen, and Les Miller now takes the place of Mike Fox on that line. The linebackers for a 34 look, Lathan, Bailey, Mills, and Kevin Green, the former Pittsburgh Steelers. In the secondary, cornerbacks Toole and Eric Davis, the former San Francisco 49er, with Pat Terrell and Brett Maxson at the strong safety. Loss of a couple on the previous play. Second down and 12 for the Minnesota Vikings. Robert Smith in the backfield. Moon again to go to the air. This time he does hit Smith, who works his way up the sideline, is met by a trio of Carolina defenders at the 49. First hit put on him by Sam Mills, and on the play he picks up 5.
When you watch the Carolina Panthers last year in their first year, I think the biggest shock to me was they're such a good tackling football team. And that's because of all the veterans. They build the defense with veterans. Now watch the funnel. Poole stays outside, so 51 can come from the inside. Sam Mills. There's the funnel. One outside, one inside, and one cleaning up. Brett Maxey, that's what makes Carolina different than everybody else. Excellent gang tackling football team.
3rd down and 6. Ampli, a great third down back, is in the backfield. Warren Moore retreats and throws, and a great defensive play. And it's picked off on the play in the deflection by Chad Cota. And then the ball is knocked free at midfield as he takes it upfield. And it is Minnesota's football. And Chris Carter comes out of the pack with it.
Oh, what a play. Good coverage. Carolina swats the ball up in the air. I think Carter got hurt on that. He's coming out of the ball game holding on to something. Excellent pressure.
Toy Cook deflected the ball.
Great
Jerry.
play by Toy Cook.
And then Cota had the ball, and it was knocked out of his hands. And because of the change of possession, Minnesota gets it back.
10.
1st and 10 from midfield for the Vikings.
There's one more shot of it. You can see the good defense by Toy Cook. There's the ball's up in the air. You got to hang on to that interception. Chad Cota, guy that comes in the nickel, turns the ball right back over. 1st and 10.
Vikings in midfield. The first run today by Robert Smith out of Ohio State, and he shoots his way to the 44. He picks up 6 on the play, and Brett Maxey was there to make the stop. Maxey was a great interceptor a year ago. His one pickoff this year. And Robert Smith, he's had a great beginning to the season.
Well, he's a different style of ball carrier. You see that average per carry, and that comes from breaking the long run. He's not a guy that keeps slamming it in there 3 or 4 yards. He'll run in there, and you wonder why he's playing, but he'll break the long run, the 35-yarder, the 37-yarder.
David Palmer now becomes a slot receiver at the top of your screen. 2nd down and 4 yards to go for Moon from the Carolina 44. And the throw caught by Jake Reed. It's a 1st down to the 26-yard line of Carolina. He's a good one, and he picks up 18 on that play.
And Tyrone Poole, we thought last year was the best rookie corner. The last 2 weeks, he's been suffering a little bit. He's laying outside in this coverage. He's outside, and that allows the receiver to make the inside cut. He was looking for some inside help, and he had none.
Vikings on the turnover got this ball at midfield. On the 26, they get a 1st down. They hand off again to Robert Smith, and he makes a nice move, and then the Carolina defense gobbles him up. Tyrone Poole now in his 2nd year limits Smith to just 4 yards on that 1st down carry.
And one thing Robert Smith gives you, maybe the fastest back Carolina will face. He's not a pounder. He's not a guy that knocks you down. He's fast. He can make a cut, and if he breaks it, not many people can catch him. I don't know if anybody in Carolina can run as fast as he can run.
2nd down and 6. 2 tight ends, Andrew Jordan and Greg DeLong for the Vikings. Good drop back by Moon. The quick catch by Carter, and Carter is inside the 15. And with that reception, he becomes the 14th wide receiver to catch 600 passes. And he's now caught a pass, by the way, in 73 consecutive games. He broke the tackle of Eric Davis, and he's got a 1st down.
Well, the corner is so far off on this, it's just a 3-step. I don't know why Davis was playing so far off him. He catches the ball, and Davis has to run a full 6-7 yards to come up and make the tackle. In fact, Sam Mills gets there sooner. He was way off of him for some reason.
1st down and 10 just inside the Carolina 15-yard line. The tight end DeLong is in motion, and the sweep and the handoff goes to Robert Smith, who is knocked down at the 21-yard line. Mills and Lamar Lathan, 2 linebackers, smelled it out for the Panthers.
And Brett Maxey also came up there from his safety position because that play took too long to bounce outside. But what you're seeing is both teams want to throw the football, and I think we're in for a game where there's going to be the ball in the air most of the time, because the run for the Vikings has to be one long run, not a lot of little short ones. They don't do that.
2nd down and 15. No score on the 2nd drive of the game for the Vikings. 10-15 in. But they had the first one, and Moon threw the interception. So this technically is the 2nd possession of the day. Moon in traffic, throws the pass and trying to jam it in to his wide receiver, Chris Carter, and it was right through the hands of former 49er Eric Davis. It's an incomplete pass.
Now this time they double him up. They're way off him, and they're trying to make him throw a slant. And watch Maxey come in and steal the inside cut. There's your, oh, isn't that pretty? He's got the inside cut. Eric Davis was way outside, just what I said Tyrone Poole was playing, but he got the inside help. Had a chance of picking that one off the way they had that bracketed. That's inside-outside cover.
Big day for Chris Carter. In fact, it was 6 years ago this month that Buddy Ryan cut him from the Philadelphia Eagles. 7th play of the Viking drive. They're facing 3rd and 15. And the referees and Mike Kerry, who is our crew chief today, has stopped the clock and sent both teams back.
For having a slippery foreign substance on his body.
Oh, a foreign substance on the body.
That was Eric Davis who was taken off the field. You cannot wear a stickum anymore in the NFL.
Look at that, rubbing it all off his arm. He was going to get an interception.
Lester Hayes, of course, one of the more infamous defensive backs. He always used to face that scrutiny. They're down at 15. Half players in the backfield. Carter goes in motion to the top of your screen. Moon evades the rush and throws, and the pass is caught by Carter to the 9. Short of the first down by 5 yards. A gain of 10 right there. Walked down by Brett Maxey in the secondary. Now, the Vikings have something to think about, Jerry. They're inside the 10. And they've got an interesting situation with 4th down. They're going to bring out the field goal unit.
Remember we told you to watch Corey Stringer's one of the best tackles. But watch Kevin Green. Watch him play corners. Corners mean stay away, play in space. Look at him drive his shoulder, get upside and reach in for Warren Moon. Make him throw that football. We're going to have a war all day with the offensive tackles of the Vikings versus the linebackers of Carolina.
Here's Scott Sisson to kick. He has only missed 1 field goal all year. This will be a 27-yard attempt, and the whistles blow, and they stop it in mid-motion. Flags are thrown on both sides of the line of scrimmage as Mike Kerry's crew deciphers what is going on down on the field.
Before the snap, there was a false starter, number 53, off him. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
You know, I'm real impressed that this crew, this officiating crew, found that foreign substance so quickly in the game. I think probably what happened is Chris Carter's so smart he went over and said, that guy covered me.
The foul was on number 73.
73, okay, Todd Stussy.
So they'll try again. Now it is a 32-yard attempt by Scott Sisson. Mitch Berger will hold it. And the snap from Mike Morris. And that's all he does is snap, but he's one of the best in the NFL. And the miss by Scott Sisson. Wide
Sisson
to the left side. He had hit 10 consecutive field goals, but he misses right there, and the Vikings don't cash in on the Carolina fumble. Yes, the leaves have started to turn here in the upper Midwest with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan. Carolina's 2nd possession. First down and 10 from the 23-yard line. Handoff goes to Anthony Johnson, and he is stuck as he goes up the middle. It was like the team picture made the tackle for the Vikings. It'll be 2nd down and long.
The officiating crew was either look at the substance on his arms, on the elbow. This man is so smart, he maybe told him that guy's got foreign substance on his arms. Look at the grease, the stick of hanging. And it's a great job by the officials to catch that early in the ball game that he had foreign substance illegally on his arm.
2nd down and 9. No score. First quarter at the 7:45 mark as Collins throws, and his first completed pass goes to Wesley Walls. The tight end, he gets 5 yards right there. Walls only caught 1 pass last week. Dixon Edwards and Alfred Jackson make the stop.
Well, that was the mystery. Against the 49ers, Walls helped them win that game. He was the big factor. And then they come back last week. He doesn't catch a ball, though. There's 2 minutes left in the game. They were trying to keep him in the backfield, trying to let him help all the problems they were having that left tackle with Mark Dennis. And when you're trying to help that, you end up losing a good receiver.
3rd down and 4 on the 29-yard line for Kerry Collins. Winslow Oliver in the backfield, the pass down the side, and it's incomplete. Looking for Muhsin Muhammad, who is double-teamed. Incomplete pass. The coverage applied by Orlando Thomas, and for a 2nd time, Carolina's got to punt the ball.
If you heard me holler there in the background, it's a late hit on the quarterback's knee by Fernando Smith. He's working around, plays over. Wow, there he buckles that left knee.
Thank goodness he's got the brace on.
Man, I hate to see that. That has nothing to do with the game when you hit the guy late right on the kneecap.
2nd punt now for Ron Stark, who was last in the AFC a year ago in running and signed just before the season began for the Carolina Panthers. It's a high-hanging punt. which will be fair caught by Palmer back at the 21-yard line. A 49-yard punt by Ron Stark. 6:57 remaining in the first quarter. No score. The Panthers and the Vikings. Week 2 of the National Football League season saw the franchise quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, Kerry, get rolled from behind after this throw by Winfred Tubbs. That was the left knee sprain that he suffered. Has the big gear on it today. And Jerry, moments ago, the same thing happened here in Minnesota with the Vikings after him.
You can see 95, Fernando Smith, trying to put pressure on. Now, if you stop right there, there's the knee brace. He has on the Don George Defiance knee brace, which took the lick. We don't know how much that hurt him, but it may have just saved him again.
No score halfway through the first quarter with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan. A handoff goes to Robert Smith on first down. He's to the 25, picking up 2 yards. First hit put on him by Greg Cragen, who's coming off a good game last week down in Jacksonville.
What a game Cragen had. 13 tackles last week. Played about as hard as I've ever seen him play. He's been in Denver most of his life. Came over last year, loves playing here. And I don't know if he's ever played any better than he did last week in a losing cause.
24-14, the Panthers lost last week down in Jacksonville. First loss of the season. Second down and 8 for Warren Moon. 3 wide receivers in now for the quarterback. Handoff to Robert Smith. He goes over the left guard, plows his way to the 28. And Sam Mills makes the stop. 37-year-old Sam Mills, the former New Orleans Saints middle linebacker.
Warren Moon's been around a while. He read that was cover 2. Too deep, you don't have enough safeties to stop the run, so he switches it. He sees the safeties back. When the will linebacker walks over, this is cover 2, so he'll audible to a run. You shouldn't have enough people to stop. Look how they're outnumbered to the tight end. You got to be able to run up in there, but Carolina stuffs it anyway, but that's a good audible by the quarterback.
Third down and 5 for Moon. Again, he's deployed 3 receivers. The quick throw caught by Jake Reed, and the lunge may have gotten him close to the first down. He had to get near the 33, and the spot will tell us exactly where he is. And it looks like he's about a yard short of the first down, so that'll bring up 4th down and 1 for Minnesota.
The corner is off. Look how far he's off, and look where he's looking. He's looking for the 3-step drop, so now he takes the back, and now he makes the jump on the receiver. Both corners on these teams are going to cheat by looking at the quarterback for a 3-step drop. You saw it right there by Tyrone Curry.
Pretty good spot for Dennis Green, but nonetheless, he will send the punting unit out onto the field. I guess the position, Jerry, if you don't get the first down, is a killer if you're a Minnesota offensive.
Well, if the score is 0-0, I think you got to punt it here. All the crowd, everybody here is hollering, go for it. If they don't get it, they holler fire. You know, so you don't listen to these people that bought these tickets. You say, thank you for buying the ticket, but I don't need your help right now.
Mitch Berger will punt, averaging about 40 yards per punt. Deep back is rookie Winslow Oliver for the Carolina Panthers. We talked to this young man last night outside of Houston, Texas is where he's from.
He's from a town where I used to live in, Sugar Land, Texas. I said, well, how can a Texas guy get all the way out there to New Mexico? And he said, they guaranteed me I could play as a freshman. And here he is as a rookie making big plays for the Panthers.
No rush, so the return is on, and Oliver will signal for and be allotted the fair catch back at the 27-yard line, and that is a punt of 40 yards by Berger. We have no score in the first quarter for Minneapolis. Our entire crew, along with John Randall. Vikings and the Panthers with no score. This is the 3rd Carolina possession from the 28-yard line. First down and 10, and Anthony Johnson gets the call. Remember, no Tim Biaka-Batuka today because of the AC injury last week. We'll take a break now for a McDonald's game break and return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Kevin, take a look at Detroit's Scott Mitchell 2-yard quarterback sneak. That capped a drive of 6 plays, 24 yards for their first offensive touchdown scored in the first quarter this season. Kevin, tell Jerry I have on a standard collar today.
Oh, I saw that collar.
I thought he was going to say I got my spandex on today.
He's got on a normal collar. Looks like a good person.
Tell you what, the Lions very good inside that dome. Second down and 7. The handoff goes to Anthony Johnson. He picks up 5 yards. He's about 2 yards shy of a first down. Anthony Johnson from Notre Dame, and now taking the run of the carries, Jerry, with Tim Biaka-Batuka out for the season.
Well, a new left guard is starting. Matt Elliott's starting. He's not usually in there. He played some center. He's the guy that pulls and leads this player out. Come on, Matt, get that big body going. They run right up behind.
They're missing Frank Garcia out for 3 weeks with the left foot injury.
But you got to like Matt Elliott. He can play a couple positions. He's fully grown. He hasn't missed a meal, and he'll try to knock some people out.
3rd down and 1 for Kerry Collins. Johnson gets the call, and Johnson, who had to get to the 38-yard line when he needed 3, runs up there, and Leroy Horde was the ball carrier. I'll take that back. Leroy Horde carried the ball. It's not good for a first down. He was cut by Baltimore about 10 days ago, picked up early this week by Carolina. A 3rd consecutive 3-and-out for Carolina.
They're going to play the run short. He's going to walk up, let this line shift out. Here he comes up. Run the ball will get you. Run the ball will get you. There's Brady sliding out, and Brady smacks him on the leg. Good defensive scheme. They slid the line to the tight end, brought the weak safety up the open side. Nowhere to go.
Ron Stark had a 49-yard punt the last time, and he gets up another high-hanging punt in the dome. They're caught by Palmer back at the 17-yard line. That's a 46-yard punt by 37-year-old Ron Stark. Late in the first period, and still no score. No score as both teams have turned the ball over early. We're in the first period from Minneapolis.
Here's the biggest wide receivers, the big and the tall receivers in the National Football League. Look at the size, 6'3", 211 pounds, #1 in size in the National Football League. So the corners are laying off and looking into the quarterback.
Moon has thrown to each already. Moon 5 of 7, but has been picked off once and offsides. That's Kevin Green, the left linebacker, who is caught offsides.
Excuse me, 66. 6-6.
Mike Kerry down on the field.
Before the snap, there was a false start on the offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty still, first down.
Kerry.
So he was drawn off, and Jarek, who used to be a college fullback and tight end and has played a lot of different positions on this offensive line for Coach Dennis Green, is called the Vikings are the 3rd most penalized team in the National Football League. 7 penalties last week against the Giants. Penalty now makes it first down and 15 back at the 13 for Warren Moon. And Moon throws right through the hand of Chris Carter, who is covered on the play by guarding Tyrone Poole. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
The corners are laying off so far that now they sneak up and they're trying to entice the quarterback to throw an under shortcut, which they will. So they're going to sneak up. They're laid off, but guess what? It's a disguise. It's going to be covered 2 with the safety, so these corners can jump underneath the routes. He gets right underneath the throw. There's the 2. There's the corner squatting. Throwing a little bit behind him.
2nd down and 15 yards to go. Still scoreless in the first period for Minneapolis. Moon setting up the screen nicely. Caught by Robert Smith, and he tries to trudge his way ahead. Gets as far as the 15. Picks up 5 on the play, and the tackle made by outside linebacker Kevin Green.
To make a screen work, you usually have to be going against the zone. This was man-to-man, so you'll see when the back comes out, he has a man-to-man all over him. Carlton Bailey. There's the man. There's 54 up there, along with Cragen came out for Greg Cragen. Nose tackle inside on the screen, and man-to-man Carlton Bailey, so the screen doesn't work.
3rd down and 13. Vikings 0 of 3 on 3rd downs today. Last week against the Giants, they were 2 of 11. They have struggled with this 3rd down the last 2 consecutive weeks. Moon being chased, and Moon is on the run, hit by Mills, and throws incomplete downfield. Sean King was chasing Moon. It's incomplete, and the Vikings have got to punt the ball.
Here's your overhead. They're going to load up this side, but people break it. Here's where the load's coming from, so the back stays in. Oh, nice pressure. Everybody. Sean King coming right up inside. Oh, and there's 51. Sam Mills bringing both inside linebackers and an outside linebacker. Pressuring Warren Moon. Their offense, the Viking offense, just can't get on track.
Mitch Berger to punt in the shadow of his own goalpost, and deep back rookie Winslow Oliver. And this is going to give Carolina outstanding field position at the 49-yard line on the 37-yard punt by Berger. So Carolina gets their best beginning field position of the day in a scoreless game. And Kerry Collins, who told us last night he's at about 85% with the knee brace, takes the field for a 4th series this afternoon. Well, next week it's Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader action when the Rams take on the Panthers and the Eagles take on the Giants in a key NFC East matchup, plus other exciting regional action. It all begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check local listings for the game and time in your area right here on the Fox Television Network. On the 47-yard line, Carolina. First down and 10 yards to go, and down goes Collins. Down goes the ball. It's loose, and there's a fumble at the 50-yard line. And body language will tell you the Vikings have it, and the refereeing crew agrees with them. So Minnesota gets their second turnover today from Carolina. Jeff Brady, the middle linebacker, jumped on the loose ball.
One thing you got to watch, they moved Mark Dennis from left tackle to right tackle. He's blocking down, leaving the back man-to-man on Fernando Smith. They got a mismatch. The whole line is sliding left, and they're telling the back, you got the defensive lineman. Woo! Tough job.
Vikings are second in the National Football League in takeaways. That was their 15th so far this season. 15. We're only in week 6 of the NFL year. Just inside Carolina territory. First down and 10 yards to go, and the handoff to Robert Smith, and he bounces off a couple of defenders and works his way for 4.5. Lamar Latham makes the stop, the former Oiler outside linebacker.
And you're seeing the running back of the Vikings, Robert Smith. He's digging there, got a little more yardage than he ordinarily does. Doesn't usually do good in a pile, but he ran out of that pile a little bit.
Second down is short 6 for the Vikings at the Carolina 45. Smith in the backfield and double tight ends for Warren Moon. And off to Robert Smith. Cuts back, whacked good, and a good hit put on him by 37-year-old Sam Mills. It's a gain of 2, and Mills makes his second solo tackle of the afternoon.
Wow, he got whacked, didn't he? I think Gerald Williams, the guy that's starting his first time over there, everybody got a whack on him. The back is exceptionally deep. He looks almost 8 yards deep from the line of scrimmage, trying to find a lane because of his speed. Got whacked pretty good. Sam Mills got an arm on him, and Gerald Williams put his helmet right on his arm.
Looks like a concerted effort by Carolina to stop the run. Last week, Jacksonville got him for 179 yards on the ground. Third down and long for Moon. Deep drop back in the pocket goes. There goes a flag, and there goes Chris Carter down the sideline. Inside the 20, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Pat Terrell finally made the stop after the 29-yard gain by Carter, but let's see what that flag is all about at the 40-yard line.
It was man-to-man. There was no zone dog. They're blitzing, playing man-to-man with a free safety.
Holding on the defense, number 38. First down.
Tyrone Poole picks it up. Poole, along with Eric Davis, took a beating last week against Jacksonville, and they're already hit early in the game here.
Well, Warren wanted this man, but it's man-to-man here. It's man-to-man all the way. And he looks at the back, and they got the back covered. Oh, boy. Tyrone fell down as he's trying to cover the inside cut. Sam Mills had the back shut down and forced Warren to push the ball down the field for him.
So a 29-yard pickup by Chris Carter. First down and 10 yards to go. Vikings at the 14-yard line of Carolina. More movement on the line, but no flag. And here goes Moon rolling out of the pocket and throwing on the run. And the pass caught by Jake Reed, his second catch of the day. And he was tracked down by inside linebacker Carlton Bailey. That's a pickup down to the 8-yard line.
And Carlton Bailey, they're getting after each other there.
First quarter.
They're hollering something about, look at them, look at them. They're still in each other's face.
So our first quarter has come to a close from the Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis. And no score as we go to the second. The first place Panthers and the first place Vikings. The Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. With Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan. A full house here, although the game did not sell out by the Thursday deadline of noon, so it's been blacked out here in the Twin Cities. The Vikings, by virtue of their loss last week, and Green Bay, by virtue of their win last week, now tied for first place. Detroit is red hot. They are 3-2. They've won the last couple. Then you see Carolina tied for first place with San Francisco. Niners and St. Louis later today. We begin the second quarter. It's second down and 3 yards to go. Robert Smith in the backfield. Great position for the Vikings in a scoreless game so far. Robert Smith picking and weaving his way to the 3-yard line. A good bit of running, and Jerry, he picks up the first down before Greg Cragen brings him down. First and goal to go, Minnesota.
And he had a hole in there. I think what's happening is because of the turnovers, Carolina defense seems they played the whole first quarter. Watch the hole. Good cut. He's not a pounder. He's a cutter and a fast guy. Good job by Mills. Just keep working on John Jerick. Finally got rid of that big body on a short man.
Time of possession and tremendous disparity there. The Vikings have held the ball about 6 minutes more than Carolina. First down, goal to go. Here comes Robert Smith, gets a block from the tight end, and then is whacked from behind, brought down hard by Lamar Latham and Brett Maxson. And he gains about a yard.
Lamar Latham all the way, Kevin, from the backside. Here's Lamar Latham, and he comes over and hits him because he's a dancer. He's not a pounder. Watch him. I don't like that. Look at that a little bit. Make that cut. And wow, there's Latham. Give him a big whack right on the head.
And he can hit you.
He can hit you. 260-pound linebacker. Playing linebacker. He can run like a DB.
You guys missed each other in Houston by just a year, didn't you? You had left to go to Atlanta?
Yeah, I was going out, and he was coming in.
There is no flag on the field, but for whatever reason, they have stopped play once again. Let's go down to Mike Kerry.
12 men on the field on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
You know what? The flag is off the field, so you can't see it. And sure enough, Carolina and Don Capers caught with 12 men on the field. So it's first down again.
Well, they had too many corners in there. It was a short yardage situation, and the corners are substituted by the safeties. So they brought the safety in, but Eric Davis also stayed in. And if a guy comes in for you, it's polite if you leave. If you stay, people get mad.
Maybe you'll get the hint up here in the booth.
Oh, you want me to leave?
You didn't know what you just did.
Oh,
think
yeah,
about that for a
yeah,
second.
I did.
Thank you. On the offense, number 64 reports as an eligible receiver. Number 64 is eligible.
That's Randall McDaniel, number 64, one of the best left guards in the NFL.
The best left guard with the worst stance. Later on, we're going to show you his stance. He kicks his left foot way out and brings his knee way in. Got the worst stance, but he has the best production.
So David Dixon takes the point of left guard for McDaniel. First down and goal from the 2-yard line. McDaniel lines up as the first back in the eye. Robert Smith gets the call, follows McDaniel, and is not quite in. Gets close to the goal line. Greg Cragen looks like he plugged up the gap for the Carolina defense.
We're going to show you that stance. Ordinarily, Randall McDaniel, best left guard. Here he is right here, and he does that with his left leg. We tell everybody that plays guard, don't copy what the best guy does. Good, he runs right up in there and digs old Sam Mills, but that's a mismatch. He hit old Sam Mills and moved him out of there a little bit.
Second down and goal, 7th play of the Minnesota drive inside the 1-yard line. Carter's on the move. Once again to Smith following McDaniel, and he leaps, and no sign yet from the referees. I think they held him again shy of the goal line. Looks like Carlton Bailey met him airborne and knocked him backwards.
And this is called jump the jumper. The jumper is the guy with the ball. When you jump the jumper, the defensive man has to come over the line like he's got the ball. Here comes the jump, and here comes jump the jumper. Oh, face on face. Don't let him in. Fall him back. Run with him. Carlton Bailey.
About as close as it comes, though.
Woo. Looking at that, that's close.
So now third down and goal. Great goal line defense by Carolina.
And Carolina's defense been in the whole game because of the 2 turnovers.
You saw the Vikings struggle inside the red zone. No time on the play clock. That's delay a game.
Well,
That's
that was
5-yard penalty.
What a formation. They had a trips in a covey to the left and no tight end to the right.
Still, third down.
It's a good thing they got a penalty. They had an open formation inside the 1. You're looking for trouble. I'm going to show you the covey. Okay, they got a covey, but there's no tight end. This man's going to be able to run. There's no tight end with 1 back. This is a pick-pass play, but there's not enough people to pick up for pass protection, and Warren Moon figured it out.
It's a lot of P's.
That's a pea and a picker.
So third down and goal, pushed back to the 5 because of the delay of game. 4 receivers, platooned by Moon. And Moon gets away. He gets a block, and he throws, and it's a Minnesota touchdown, caught by Chris Carter.
Warren Moon made that play on the scramble. Carter came back and got underneath Eric Davis. Eric Davis had him at the beginning in the back, but when Moon scrambled, number 80, you see right there, Carter came back to the goal line, and then Eric Davis was too deep. He was too far behind. There's a sick family right there.
That's my family. Extra point is good by Scott Sisson, who earlier missed a field goal. So on the drive, Carter catches a 29-yard pass, and finally this 5-yard touchdown pass from Warren Moon. It's the first Vikings touchdown in 6 quarters. Beautiful downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan from the Metrodome. Chris Carter makes his 3rd touchdown reception of the year for the Vikings. Their first touchdown in more than a game. They did not get an offensive touchdown last week in the Meadowlands. Kickoff, Michael Bates takes it up, and the reverse to Rakib Ismail, and he is brought down at the 10-yard line. Tackle made by Mo Williams, the rookie from Kentucky. So one of the top special teams unit in the NFL caught. We go to the 10. Let's look at that touchdown pass to Carter.
This is Eric Davis, and this is Pat Terrell. They got to stay underneath him. When he goes in the end zone, don't let him get underneath you. Davis in good shape. You got to throw it through. He looks back to quarterback, and Carter does a good job of coming back, and he gets underneath Davis.
An all-time Vikings leading receiver, Chris Carter. Now the noise inside the Metrodome as Kerry Collins faces first down and 10 from his own 10 in his worst starting position today. Collins throws, and the pass is caught on the sideline by Mark Carrier. Had 8 catches last week in Jacksonville. Comes up with a gain of 9 right there on first down. Corey Fuller ushered him out of bounds for the Vikings.
Well, if you're a Panther fan, last week you said our left tackle's killing us, so they switched him. This is Brockermeyer now at left tackle. Watch the difference. Going against Derek Alexander, a heck of a pass rusher. He didn't get a sniff.
Second down and 9. 7-0 Minnesota early second quarter. Second down and 1, excuse me. And the handoff goes up the middle for a first down. Anthony Johnson. They gain 9 on that first down pass completion to Carrier. Second and 1. They go up the middle with Johnson to get the first down. And here come the Carolina Panthers with 6 offensive changes today.
And I get the feeling they can run the football if they have the patience. If they stick to it, it looks to me like they can run the football against the Vikings.
First down by the Carolina Panthers today.
Audible.
Changing the play to the 22-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go for Kerry Collins. And he'll float it. Incomplete. Looking for the rookie, Muhsin Muhammad. He was a second-round pick out of Michigan State. Flag has been thrown on the play. Back at the 19-yard line. And it's against the Carolina Panthers.
Chop block, probably going against John Randall. That's what they try to do to John Randall, to slow him down. The reason Kerry Collins audibleized, he caught him in full press bump and run.
Personal foul, chop block on the offense, number 23. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Kerry Collins has a rookie wide receiver. He audible. There's the chop block right there. The back cannot touch below the waist if he's engaged. And the rookie receiver, he busts the route. You're supposed to run a fade. He stops. That's a rookie. Rookie, you keep going against bump and run all the way. That's why the quarterback is mad.
Penalty pushes it back to the 11-yard line where it's first and 21. Big run by Anthony Johnson. They still can't take him down. He picks up a first down to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 22 chased on the way by Martin Harrison.
If they have patience, they can run the football. It's a one-back set. It's going to be a belly cutback. Go off to the right, cut her back, Oh, nice block by Matt Elliott. Matt Elliott hadn't been a starter. He looks like a starter. He's the one that's making this running game go. And a good play by Harrison. The defensive end on the right side stopped the touchdown.
Anthony Johnson filling in for Tim Bianca-Batuka. Johnson now 6 carries and 42 yards as Collins throws on first down. It's bobbled and then brought in beautifully by Mark Carrier. It's a gain of 19. Another Carolina first down.
Why was he open coming across the field? Muhammad had to go right through that same zone, 100 miles an hour, clear it out, and the quarterback stayed in there strong, and Carrier replaced where Muhammad was.
Penetration for the first time by Carolina to the 48-yard line of Minnesota. Anthony Johnson again breaking free. Johnson for the first down to the 35-yard line. Jeff Brady makes the stop. It's a gain of 13. Right now for a McDonald's game break. Let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Kevin, Brett Favre continues to impress. Take a look here. Has to scramble out of the pocket. Good coverage. Broken play. Guess who he finds? Robert Brooks. 17th touchdown toss of the season for Favre. Hack on top by a touch. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Robert Brooks was knocked out on the first play last week. Good to see he's back in there for the Packers. First down and 10 yards to go for Carolina, and a quick throw, and it's incomplete out of the backfield to Howard Griffith. It'll be second down and 10.
Again, I think the Panthers show some patience. You can see on the running plays. The problem with the Vikings defensive line, all they play is pass rush. They don't play the run. They come up the field so fast that when you do pop a back, Anthony Johnson pops that line of scrimmage, there's nobody around for at least 10 yards.
7-0 Minnesota, approaching the 9-minute mark here in the second quarter. Second down and 10 yards to go. And on right up the middle, Anthony Johnson picks up 3. For last week and watching tapes of the Giants, they too ran right at Minnesota's defense.
Absolutely. Now Minnesota got a little bit impatient. They will never slow down the defensive line.
Oh. Just stay right there.
To stop the run, they'll bring a safety up. Watch this safety. They're not going to slow down the D. He's going to end up being another man, so they got 8 people up. The defensive line, you keep rushing the quarterback. That's what they do.
Player down for Carolina is Greg Skrepenek, so we have an injury timeout in Minneapolis and a 7-0 Vikings lead.
Watch Robert Skrepenek. He's going to pull, come around here. But remember I told you the safety. Robert Griffin walks up. Watch number 24, the safety. There he is. And he bangs him and gets his knee twisted up a little bit. And they built the 8-man front trying to stop Anthony Johnson.
That does not look good.
No. Of all the changes, they got Matt Elliott in there, and they switched their tackles. They don't need to lose another player who's starting right guard.
Brandon Hayes will take Skrepenek's place. And he tore his ACL last year against the New York Giants in training camp, and so he is in his second year. So more changes on the line for the Carolina Panthers coming in already today with 6 offensive changes. 8th play of the drive, 3rd down and 7. Good-looking drive orchestrated by Kerry Collins. Best penetration of the day. Short drop back and the kick goes. Picked off on the play by Dwayne Washington. And he's down. It's a second Carolina turnover, and the Vikings get it at their own 26-yard line.
Well, the corner, he was cheating. He watched the quarterback. The quarterback only took a 3-step drop, so the corner Washington never moved and jumped the cut. When you play the Minnesota Vikings, you got to take a 5-step. They will not move till the quarterback goes past his 3rd step. You're going to love this. He's cheating. His eyes are not on the receiver. He's looking right here at the 1, 2, 3. He won't move. He'll jump a route till the quarterback goes. Look at him. Squat. Drive. He's there before the receiver can get there.
Washington with his first interception of the season.
The 3-step drop, the corner for the Vikings will not move till he takes his 4th step.
On the 26-yard line, Moon hit and brought down. Sacked at the 20-yard line by Greg Cragen. Second time Moon has been brought down today on the sack, and Cragen, like last week, picking up right where he left off with another great game.
I'm telling you, this may be the best football he's ever played. If Denver sees this, they're going to be sick. He's playing as good as you can play right up inside. I tell you what, he pushed Stussy right off to the outside. I went and bragged on Stussy. As soon as you brag on him, they'll let you down. Boom! A good heavy hit, too. Face right on the ribcage.
Second down and 15 for Moon. Halfway through this quarter, 7-0 Minnesota, and a pass, another catch made. First down reception, Chris Carter, great move, and he's out to the 46-yard line. Brett Maxey finally brought him down, and Carter on that completion from quarterback Warren Moon picks up 24 yards.
That's a long way for an inside linebacker to get to a curl, and that's what zone dog does to you. When you're dogging some people, you're going to see he's trying to run all the way to the curl from inside. It's a long haul. Can't get there. Too far to go. Don't blame Bailey. That's a long way to go. That was Carlton Bailey trying to get to the curl.
First down and 10, the handoff to Robert Smith, who runs into Randall McDaniel and finds no room whatsoever in Sam Mills as they're making the tackle. He's the leading tackler on this team. Smith today, 11 carries, and Jerry just 18 yards rushing the ball for Minnesota.
Well, that's the thing you watch with Robert Smith. Don't go for yards per carry. See this? That's the way he lives. And all of a sudden, bam, big play. He's looking for a 30-yard, bam, touchdown. He doesn't care what this is. He's looking for that big, long run.
It sounds like Barry Sanders.
Very, very similar. And that's why I don't think either one of them, coaches don't love him on the goal line because they don't bang you around.
Word on Strepanek from the locker room of the Carolina Panthers. A bruised rib, questionable on his return. So a timeout taken by the Vikings. They burned their first, and Warren Moon, it sounds like he didn't want to take a timeout, as he argues on the sideline. Warren Moon on second down and 12 with the quick throw, and it's caught by the tight end, Greg DeLong, his second reception of the year. Lamar Lathan chased him down the sidelines. Oh, we had a little confusion there on the timeout, Jerry, and you called it up here.
Well, what happened is they never wound the clock, so when Warren Moon came up, there wasn't enough time, and they called a timeout, but they didn't want a timeout. And the officials realized they didn't give him the full time on the clock. Good job arguing by Chris Carter. He's like a coach out there. He explained it to the officials, and the timeout was not charged to Minnesota.
Now Moon will take the timeout.
Timeout, Minnesota.
Yes, third down and about 3 yards to go. So this will be the first timeout that the Vikings and Minnesota quarterback Warren Moon burn there in the first half. Well, time now for our Aflac question. Who holds the Vikings record for the most career touchdown catches? The answer's coming up from the Metrodome right after this. Welcome back to the Metrodome. The answer to our Aflac trivia question, who holds the Vikings record for the most career touchdown catches? The answer is Anthony Carter with 52 career touchdown receptions. He was a good one.
And now they got a guy with the same last name, but they are not related. They are not brothers. Chris Carter picking right up where Anthony was.
Chris Carter now just one touchdown away from tying that 52 because he's had a touchdown catch today. Plus the Vikings on top 7-0. Third down and 3 for Warren Moon. There goes a flag, and they'll blow that dead. Where Lathan was just gobbling up Moon. They were former teammates, Lamar Lathan and Warren Moon, down at the Houston Oilers.
At the same time, when Lathan went in, a first-round pick out of the University of Houston, and got in trouble with Buddy Ryan, of all people. And Buddy Ryan wouldn't play him much. Can you imagine anybody not getting along with Buddy Ryan?
We got a couple of them in this game.
There's an illegal snap on the center, number 62. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
He must have snapped it and then didn't bring it up. Half a snap, he was dragging the ball and then bring it up. Only way he can have an illegal snap if he does not complete his first start. Here's the first start. Let's see what he does. Call it a hiccup. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Hey, come on, officials. Don't be making things up.
Fourth penalty against the Vikings. Third down, 8 yards to go, shy of midfield, and from the shotgun, Warren Moon. And he throws, and it's caught by Charles Evans, the fullback, and he's to the 35-yard line with the first down. Evans with his 6th reception of the season and a big gain of 16 yards for Minnesota.
And I can see what's happening to the Panthers defense. This is their 30th play already. Because of the turnovers, this defense, they're finding holes in the defense because they're playing too much. They need a linebacker. Come on, linebacker. There's 51. Oh, my.
Evans kind of a forgotten man in this offense,
Absolutely.
but he comes up big right there. David Palmer now joins Carter and Reed as receivers. Smith is in the backfield from the 35. First down and 10. Fake end around to Palmer. And Moon going deep in the end zone. He's got Carter. And and deflected beautifully at the last second by Eric Davis and also Brett Maxey. They were double teaming. I think Maxey actually got his hand on the ball. It's incomplete.
And they weren't double teaming him, Kevin. What happened is Maxey came all the way out of the hole to make this play. You got to love Brett Maxey. He breaks. This is a touchdown. Davis is in trouble. I can't stop it. And here comes Maxey right out of the middle and tips the ball. He ran all the way from between the hashes. Right now, if you're Eric Davis, you go up and you say to Brett Maxey, thank you, brother. You saved me.
Up to that time, Moon had hit his last 6 consecutive passes. Second down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Robert Smith, big hole. Smith to the 26 and a yard shy of a first down. Great block on the right guard. Jeff Jarrett, he came through and opened up the door.
And we keep talking about Robert Smith. He's not looking to bang you. He's not looking to bruise you. He's looking to hit that home run. He's trying to take one of these the distance. He's not a grind him up, chew him up back. He's a guy that makes a big play. Right now, here he is. He's got 12 rushes, 26. But this is why he gets paid. Later on, he's going to get one of those.
Third down, a long one. Vikings lead 7-0. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half from Minneapolis. Hit and brought down Kevin Green. That's a fumble and a loose ball. And it's picked up by Carolina. And the turnover, and Les Miller taking the place of Mike Fox returns the ball upfield, and the Vikings have turned the ball over for a second time today.
And Kevin Green came instantly across the face of Corey Stringer. Kevin Green just said, I got to go make a play. Why do you see him cross the face of the tackle? It hit Warren Moon before Warren Moon even knows he got back there. Here he is. He just snuck down. And Stringer's too big, can't get down inside. Bam! Hits him right there. Nice run after this interception.
We're not even at halftime yet. 5 turnovers in the game. Vikings on top, 7-0. Kevin Green made the hit on Warren Moon, jarred the ball free, and Les Miller taking the place of the injured Mike Fox, who has been almost a journeyman really in the NFL. He's played with New Orleans and San Diego, then back to New Orleans, and picked up by the Carolina Panthers. Comes up with a big play. Carolina with their best beginning field position on first and 10. Throw right away. Robert Griffin, his 3rd interception of the year, and he returns a Kerry Collins kick up to the 44-yard line. Carolina has turned the ball over 4 times today. 2 interceptions by that man, Kerry Collins.
We just talked about all the defensive plays that Carolina's got to go right back in on defense. I don't know where he's throwing this one. He's trying to hit somebody down in there, but there's nobody there. Oh, excellent job. And what happened there is the safety, Jeff Brady, rolled over and took the receiver right away and allowed that interception.
Last 3 possessions for the Carolina Panthers: fumble, punt, and punt.
How about the Carolina defense? Your tongue's gonna look like a necktie. There's the long run. That's what he's waiting for.
First down and 10. Handoff goes to Robert Brooks. Great block, Robert Smith, and a great block by Charles Evans, and he picks up 9 yards. All this comes after the interception made by Robert Griffin in his 3rd year.
And Robert Griffin's interception came because of Jeff Brady. Jeff Brady did the great job. Here's the run by Robert Smith. He's looking for that hole. He's going to get a long run every game.
Second down and a yard from the 47-yard line of Carolina. Robert Smith again, and he runs in the back of his own blocker. He picks up the yard and picks up the first down. Ran into the block of Corey Stringer. Stringer takes up a lot of space, first of all, so it's hard. It's hard for one Buckeye to get by the other Buckeye. Stringer and Smith.
Here's a guy that was first-team All-American Stringer at Ohio State, blocking for Smith when Smith was at Ohio State. First-team All-American as a sophomore. That doesn't happen very often. And he's down to 346 pounds. Unfortunately, he said he got up to 370 in the offseason because his mama could cook that good food.
He's a big kid. First down and 10 yards to go. Vikings lead it 7-0. Boom. Great time. A lot of good coverage on this play, and the pass is caught by Chris Carter, who snuck inside and picks up 9, and on the corner he beat Tyrone Poole.
Here's how you control your feet. This is not college football. You got to have both feet in. The corner waiting, Tyrone Poole. Tyrone Poole's taking a chance. Look at the toes. Welcome to the pros. Nice throw. Crowd loves it. They're cheering for that catch.
Second down and a yard. 6 receptions now by Carter on the day. Handoff goes to Robert Smith, and he's hit but gets the first down. He kind of twisted out of the grasp of safety Brett Maxey and pushes ahead to get the first down for the Minnesota Vikings as we're approaching the 2-minute warning here in the first half.
Brett Maxey, ordinarily a safety back in the secondary, but because it was short yardage, walked right up in and played just like a linebacker and made the hit. They have an excellent tackling secondary. They got Maxey and Terrell and Tyrone Poole I liked last year. This year he seems as though he's playing off part. He's not as close. He looks like he's 7-8 yards off the receiver.
Jerry, in watching the tapes of the Carolina defense over the last couple of games, and of course coming into today the 3-1, and it was indeed a first down by Robert Smith. That Carolina zone blitz didn't seem to be as evident in watching film.
What I saw was more dogging. 5 people going after the quarterback, playing man-to-man with a free safety. And formations, the offensive coaches are getting smarter and putting sets in that you can't zone dog as much, and making them play more man-to-man with a free safety because of offensive formation.
So it's lost some of its sting.
Well, they're not able to run it as effectively as much because of the offensive formation.
First down and 10. Evans comes in motion out of the backfield, leaving Smith by himself. Warren Moon throws, and it's incomplete. On again for Carter. He has thrown 9 times to Carter today, and he's caught 6 of them. Sam Mills just about had the pick. It's incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, we're just talking about Maxey. So what Maxey does, he walks up. You can't see him. He walks over here. Guess what? 91's blitzing. Here comes the safety blitzing. They're all coming after Warren, so Warren brings it out too soon. Excellent coverage that time by Eric Davis.
Vikings lead in a touchdown pass of 5 yards to Chris Carter. 4 Carolina turnovers, 2 fumbles, and 2 interceptions by quarterback Kerry Collins. Second down and 10 for Warren Moon. A lot of time, great coverage again, and Moon is forced to take it up and runs to the 32 before Sean King makes the grab. Great coverage last couple plays by Carolina.
And Kevin Green.
2-minute warning.
Remember Kevin Green crossed the face of Stringer and caused a big play? Well, you get away with it once. Good job by him. He tried it this time. Stringer almost decapitated.
A 2-minute warning in the first half from Minneapolis. Well, Warren Moon is over 145 yards passing today. He becomes the 3rd place spot on the all-time leading pass. 2 of those top 3 names, Minnesota Viking quarterbacks.
And Fran Tarkenton doing that outdoors in bad weather.
3rd down and 7. We're at the 2-minute warning. Vikings lead 7-0. Little swing pass caught by Ant Lee, who's close to a first down, and they'll keep the clock running at the 26-yard line. Brett Maxey was there with the defensive stop for Carolina, as Green and Corey Stringer exchange a few words.
I got to show you why. Kevin Green manhandles this big guy. Watch these 2. Watch Kevin Green hook on a 340 and run right out. That's all man in 91.
That's knocking over 340 pounds.
Hey, and people say, well, Green, you get sacks off of backs and you get sacks off of... Wow! Run them over! And that's as good a tackle as there is to play.
Great shot by Pete DeLonzo, manning the sideline for us today. 1:15 remaining in the second quarter. They'll let the play clock go down to 1 and call a timeout, running it down to 1:13 remaining in the second quarter. Warren Moon moving in again for another touchdown. They already lead 7-0.
Listen up. This year we got to be a little more politically correct with the team prayer. Hit it, Padre. Let us take this moment to look inside and reflect on our good fortune. Amen. All right, Rabbi, let's go.
And may victory be with you.
Come on, Chairman, let's move. That was very touching. Come on, Bhagwan.
Not going anywhere for a while?
Stay in line, no pushing. Next.
Grab a Snickers.
Come on, Tibbet Monk, we got a football game to go here.
Our prayers for you.
4 Carolina turnovers, a Warren Moon touchdown pass, 7-0 Minnesota. Coming up, the Doctors Khakis halftime report. JB and Terry giving you scores and highlights from Week 6 in the NFL, plus a baseball preview. Chip Kerry, Dave Winfield, and Steve Lyons. All up next on the Doctors Khakis halftime. 4th and 1. Moon out of the pocket, throws, and even a juggling attempt by Chris Carter can't lasso that pass, and on downs, Minnesota turns it over, and the defense of Carolina holds again.
And that was the play they were going to run on the 1-yard line. And remember, I told you, when you get a covey, he's going to come out. The play's going to him for the pick, and watch the linebacker inside fight through the pick, keep coming outside. You got to love it. That's Carlton Bailey. That's the play they were going to run on the goal line when they took the penalty.
Carolina gets it back, and once again, the Doctors Khakis halftime report. Coming up with JB and Terry, scores and highlights, and a preview of the National League and American League Championship Series. Fox will carry the National League between the Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals. First down and 10 for Collins. He's thrown a couple of interceptions today, and he's right on the money here to Masoon Muhammad. His first reception of the day. The rookie from Michigan State picks it up, and that's a gain of 9.
There's some wars going on up front. Matt Elliott, a guy that doesn't ordinarily start the left guard, he has picked up this offensive line and is playing as good as anybody in the line. He just crushed the defensive tackle of the Vikings.
Second down and 1. 3 receivers for Collins. Handoff goes to the rookie, Winslow Oliver, and even a twisting Barry Sanders-like move can't get him free, and he loses a couple yards as Harlan Barnett and Fernando Smith smell that one out.
Timeout, Carolina. Their first timeout.
And Carolina will burn their first timeout as Kerry Collins goes over there. We talked at length with Collins yesterday. What were your impressions of his second-year quarterback, the #1 pick out of Penn State?
Much more comfortable. That rookie year goes forever. He kept looking for a bowl game after game 10. They're tired. They're worn out. This year, he says, much more comfortable. Understands that, you know, if you lose one game, it's not the end of the season. I think that's changed his attitude. He's going to be a very good football player. What I liked about him, he used to be a pitcher, and he got drafted by the Detroit Tigers as a sophomore in high school.
Twice.
Yeah, he could throw a fastball 90 miles an hour. Right now, we're going to try to send him over to the Yankees, help the Yankees.
Third down and 1. Carolina has not converted a third down all game. Conventional 4-man rush by the Vikings. Collins looks into the teeth of it. That ball is deflected and incomplete. Looking for tight end Wesley Walls. The coverage by Harlan Barnett, and a flag has been thrown on the play.
And I'm watching the line play. Personal foul, Minnesota. Watch the left guard. Matt Elliott's not the starter, going against Derek Alexander, one of the best pass rushers. He's right here. Push, shove. Look at right here. There's Derek Alexander.
Personal foul, roughing a passer on the defense, number 95. 15-yard penalty, automatic.
Fernando Smith.
Big penalty.
That's Curtis Whitney, the center, doing such a great job.
Penalty now, pushes it out to the 50-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go for Carolina, trailing 7-0 remarkably after 4 turnovers. And here's Collins, hit as he throws, and he gets it out to Winslow Oliver, who is inside the 45 on a great maneuver to get that yards. He probably should have lost 4, and he picked up 6. Dwayne Clemens, a first-round pick for the Vikings, was coming up the middle, and here is no huddle now with 35 seconds remaining in the half. Second down and 4. Collins going deep and incomplete. Orlando Thomas just about had the ball, and the wide receiver on the play was Mark Kerry.
And how about last night when you asked Winslow Oliver if he thought he could be a Megan?
Dave Meggett, the great running back now for the New England Patriots, but made his reputation in the NFC with the Giants.
As a kick returner in the third down. Just what Winslow Oliver's doing. Drafted in the 3rd round out of New Mexico. Family at Houston Oilers. He said, when he goes home, you got to root for the Oilers. Otherwise, you got to get out of the house. But here he is, a rookie contributing that early with the Panthers.
Third down and 4. Carolina from the 44 of Minnesota. The handoff to Oliver. He is hit once. He's hit twice. And then an avalanche of purple jerseys bring him down at the 45. On 3rd and 4, you run the ball. Now they got to go for it on 4th down, it would seem.
Now they'll punt it out here.
I think they're going to punt it.
I don't know what they thought there, even if they ran it.
Clock is winding down.
Don't call timeout. You don't want timeout. You don't want timeout. Let the clock go.
Timeout, Carolina. Their second.
He didn't want a timeout because he didn't want to get a punt block. Let the clock. I mean, all you're doing, you're forcing yourself to punt.
You don't need a timeout.
No.
If you're going to run a 3rd and 4 play like that, all you want to do is run out the clock anyway and don't give it back to Minnesota.
He had an assistant coach run up next to him and holler timeout, and the head coach jumped in. Head coach wasn't even thinking about it, but the assistant coach there talked him into that. Not a good call.
Unless, Jerry, they want to give the offense one more shot at it, and they put Collins back out on the field.
Well, they're going to try the Hail Mary, so they're going to try to heave it down the end zone. Hope they get a jump ball.
So a very confusing series for Carolina. They missed on 3rd and 4. Now it's 4th and 5. They brought out their punt unit. Then Capers decided he didn't want that. Brought them off. Had to call the timeout or he's going to lose the play.
Well, they got them outnumbered. They got 3 wideouts to the top, so they got the Vikings outnumbered that side if they can pass protect.
So 4th down and 5 to end the half, and a long pass by Collins, and he's picked off again. Alfred Jackson, the 5th Carolina turnover, and the 3rd interception of young second-year quarterback Kerry Collins in the first half. Don Capers gave his quarterback one more shot. Collins, Jerry, looks very shaky in his first start in the last couple weeks.
Well, I think what we did early in the game, we showed that hit on that knee. And I think you get hit on that knee, and then you lose. Your starting right guard is out. He gets hurt, and you bring in Hayes. Your starting left guard, Garcia's out, and you bring in Elliott, although Elliott's playing excellent right now. And I think, you know, you don't feel good. It's not on time. It's not in sync.
That's the end of the first half with the score 7-0 Minnesota. JB and Terry will be along from the Fox Television Center right after these messages.
Dockers Halftime Report, brought to you by Dockers Khakis. As cool as the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Hey, nice pants.
And welcome to the Dockers Halftime along with the Blonde Bomber. I'm James Brown. Let's get right to the highlights. First of all, the score, Warren Moon, now 3rd all-time NFL passing yards list. 4 turnovers by the Panthers, hurting their cause. That looks like a little Terry Bradshaw.
Yes, it is, singing that country music. David Craig back looking for Ryan Wetnight. Back at the corner of the end zone. There he is, but Wayne Simmons steals the ball. Unlike a bad call Sunday night against the Jets, this was a good call by the refs. Touchdown, Favre out, scrambling. Looking to his left, Brooks breaks a pattern. Always run to the side. Your quarterback is scrambling. He does that. Pack is up by 7. Now Favre again. Bears blitzing him all day long. Hail Mary to the end zone. Antonio Freeman, there he is. Makes the catch. Only had 8 pass receptions last year. 23 this year. They said he'll get 88. 20-3 at the half. Pack over the Bears.
Scott Mitchell has 4 TDs in this one, but take a look at the fast Glenn Milburn.
Oh, look at him go. Woo. Down he goes, 35 yards. JB sets up a 2-yard touchdown run by Mitchell, the quarterback. Mitchell back, looking left. Strong safety's out of the middle because of the tight end. Holds him up. Back of the end zone. Brett Perriman. Touchdown pass number 1. Mitchell back, looking again. Down to the post. Who's there? Herman Moore. Where was he all week? Didn't practice. Got a bad shoulder. Touchdown reception. Barry Sanders rolling right. Now throws back to Mitchell. It's called a flea flicker. A gadget pass. And there he is. Herman Moore. Where you was all week? Didn't practice. Got a bad shoulder. Touchdown reception number 2. Lions 28-0 over the Falcons.
Boy, you got questions and answers. Joey Galloway, 2 touchdown catches, pacing the Seahawks. Patriots by a field goal over the Ravens, and the Oakland Raiders looking to improve to 2-4. Jets looking like right now they may go to 10 straight losses, trailing badly. When we come back, guess what? We're going to have a baseball preview.
I'm so used
baseball
to saying
preview.
You got me a curveball.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. Warren Moon with the touchdown pass. 7-0 lead for the Vikings over the Carolina Panthers. And with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan. I don't know if I'm watching a good defensive effort or a bad offensive game. What do you see?
I think because of the record, they both went 4-0. What you're seeing is 2 real good defensive teams, and the other offenses, they can't counter these good defensive units.
5 Carolina turnovers. Minnesota has converted just 1 into a score. That is not very good.
No, it's not.
All right, let's take a look now at some of the highlights. First quarter, Kerry Collins fumbling on this play caused by Smith, and then Brady recovers.
Here's the only touchdown of the game. Combination coverage, 25. Eric Davis has to stay under Carter. Does not. Quarterback scrambles. That's the only touch. 2 good defenses.
And here are the numbers for the first half of this game. As we can see a huge time of possession difference with the Vikings, Jerry, having it for more than 10 minutes than the Carolina Panthers.
Well, if you're playing on the Panther defense, those turnovers are wearing your butt out. But I got to say this, the defenses are still playing. Here's the quarterback comparisons. And right now, if you're Collins, you're not having a good day. You got 5 completions for 48 yards with 3 interceptions. Not a good comeback.
Collins wearing the knee brace today. You know, Steve Berline, in the absence of Collins, Jerry, had played very well against San Francisco. Took a beating last week in Jacksonville. And Dom Capers, when do you make a switch if it continues this way?
Well, I think he'll probably stay right with him. He knows Collins is the football team, is the future. I don't believe he'll pull him unless he's injured.
Well, here's John Casey. We haven't seen him all season or in this game today. And John Casey, one of the highest paid kickers in the NFL, and a good one, having a great season. Kicks it off to begin the second half here in Minneapolis. And Amp Lee on the 5-yard line for the Minnesota Vikings. And running along the 20, eventually brought down right there. And that's where Minnesota will start things. First down and 10 as Damon Peary makes the stop. Warren Moon has had an interesting first half passing the ball. Most of his yards, as you can see, have come from between 6 and 10 yards, and not one long completion today, Jerry.
Both corners, too, are sort of cheating in this game. They're laying off deep and looking back for that 3-step drop of the quarterback.
First play now, the second half. First down and 10 yards to go. Robert Smith in the backfield for Minnesota. Tight end Craig DeLong lines up back there, serving as a lead blocker for Smith. He takes it for 2 over the guard and brought down by Gerald Williams. Maybe second down and 8 yards to go.
Well, when you see him run up in there, you wonder why he's playing. There's no pile moving. There's no big collision. There's no body splattering. 16 rushes for 41 yards. He's looking for this. This is how they beat the Green Bay Packers with a big 37-yard touchdown run. They're looking to hit a home run one time because of this guy's speed.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Moon throws, and it's a little bit wide and incomplete. Looking for Jake Reed, who leads the NFL in yards per catch, and is the brother of Dale Carter, the sensational cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs. It'll be third down and long.
Well, Dale may have a better shot at catching a pass today than he does, because that was a terrible throw. That was just a terrible throw. They weren't after him. He had no pressure, had no underneath coverage, and the corners are laying off farther than I've ever seen them. In fact, I can't believe this is the same Tyrone Poole that played last year.
Who you like?
I like. Look how far off he is here.
Third down, 8 yards to go. Moon again, great time, pretty good coverage there. He finds Jake Reed. That'll be a Minnesota first down to the 39-yard line. Tyrone Poole makes the catch.
They were playing.
Who was running up the sideline.
Watch what they're doing. They're playing an inset cut. Tyrone Poole only has outside cuts. He's going to hang outside, and they're going to bring Terrell in here to intercept it, but the receiver doesn't come inside. Look at him sitting in. I'm going to pick it off, and he does what's called a whip. When he turns in, he comes back out, and Poole's not around.
Moon has thrown 1 interception today. First down and 10 yards to go, and he throws across the middle looking for his tight end, Andrew Jordan. That is incomplete, broken up. Sam Mills was in the vicinity. Pat Tyrrell was in the vicinity as well.
You just saw combination coverage. This is why the deep. Now they're going to play all man-to-man, and the inside linebacker is going to have the tight end man-to-man. There he has him, and he gets his hand right up underneath him. And outside of them was man-to-man. So you just saw combination, then you see zone, and then you see man-to-man, and that's what's hurting quarterbacks on both sides.
Second down and 10 for Warren Moon, leading 7-0. Underway here in the third quarter. Second half from downtown Minneapolis. Moon throws another first down strike. First time today we've talked about Padre Ismail. That's a first down, gain of 16 yards.
Well, sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. That time Stringer got his hands on Kevin Green. Kevin Green's been having a good day, and this time he's locked up tight. Good RPM ball on the outcut. They're beating him a little bit on the outcut,
like Jacksonville did last week down in Florida. First down and 10 yards to go for the Vikings. Robert Smith with a good move, and he's outside, and then finally chased down well by Carlton Bailey, and all that running for just 3 yards.
You called it. He didn't run where he he's supposed to go. He's trying to hit a home run. See him right there. I want to break one. I got to get outside. This play's designed to hit right off to the right, follow that big blocker. Doesn't like it. Slides outside. Slides up to another skip. Bailey hunts him down. One thing about the Panthers defense, they may be 30-plus years old, but they all run and chase the football.
Seventh play of the drive as you take a look at what both teams have done on the ground today. 2nd down and 7 to go for the Vikings from the Carolina 42. Moon, great coverage again by Carolina. Moon being chased by Green and gets out of bounds at the 44-yard line and loses a yard or two. Kevin Green had to run all across the field to get him.
Well, he almost had a sack, and Corey Stringer got a lasso around his neck and was holding him pretty good. That's probably why Green's holding on to his face here. Watch this tackle. Watch this linebacker. We said that'd be the game. Look at him get underneath. Look at, he got him around the throat, but Stringer was smart. He let him go. He had him let him go, and he just keeps on chasing. That's a long run for an old man.
But a bigger story, Jerry, is that Stringer is not knocking out Green. Green has beat him almost every play today.
You know, in the fight right now, I'd have to say 91's winning it. And you wouldn't think that because of the size. But one thing about 91, you don't just weigh his heart. Whatever he weighs, it's all heart.
Injury timeout. We're in the 3rd quarter. Viking just outside the state capitol in St. Paul. And there's another Viking, although he's wearing the Carolina blue today, Kevin Green. And he's all right. And then when the play ended and they were looking at Green, Brett Maxey went down.
He went down. I saw a player get clipped in the back. I don't know if it was Maxey, but there was some clips after the play, and Maxey was laying on the turf.
On the shotgun, Warren Moon, 3rd down, 7 yards to go. And he throws to Amp Lee, who is whacked by Toy Cook. And Lee staggers ahead, but shy of the 1st down by a yard. And now it'll be 4th down and 1. You lead 7-0. You're in the 3rd quarter. If you're Dennis Green, what do you do?
He's going to go for it, I believe. But Toy Cook was now sitting in the flat, playing the zone. It's all zone. They're going to wait for people to come to them. Sit out, sit out. Here he is waiting. Bam! Good hit. You got to wrap him up, though. You got to get your arms around so he doesn't fall forward. Big play here on 4th down.
Pretty important play, even though it's early in the 3rd quarter. 4th down, a yard to go. Vikings lead 7-0. 3 tight ends in there for Moon. The handoff goes to Smith. He gets a block from one of those tight ends. Robert Smith down the sideline with the 1st down run. They'll mark him out of bounds inside the 20 at the Carolina 18, and a great block by tight end Greg DeLong down the sideline.
Remember, this is the back. They're waiting for that one big play. This is a guy that was on the Ohio State relay team, which was the fastest in the world. This is a track man. He runs straight up and down, takes a long stride, and he's, look there, he got it. That's what he's shooting for.
Kevin Green back out there for the Carolina Panthers. Robert Smith by himself. DeLong is the tight end in motion. Moon on 1st and 10 to the end zone. A little bit too high for Jake Reed. And there goes a flag, and it's on Carolina's coverage. Looks like Tyrone Poole will be victimized in the secondary for the Panthers, the 2nd-year defensive back.
Well, they're coaching in Minnesota. They put a tight end over with Stringer. They're doubling Kevin Green now, trying to get the quarterback
Pass
time.
interference on the defense, number 38. Automatic. 1st down.
Tyrone Poole with the penalty. Watch what they're doing here. They're putting the tight end over with Stringer, trying to help him on there, so they get 2 guys. There's
Number
Stringer on him.
64 reports as an eligible receiver. Number 64.
Poole drives the route inside. Got his left arm up high. He's reaching with his right hand, but his left hand got on the jersey.
So in essence, a 16-yard penalty puts the ball at the 2-yard line, where the Vikings are ready to run the 10th play of their drive.
Timeout. Carolina, their 1st.
Carolina takes a timeout, their 1st of the half. Warren Moon go talk with his sideline. 7-0 Minnesota. Minnesota Vikings in the midst of a 10-play drive, and on this drive they've
Number 64 reports as an eligible receiver.
Thank you. They've had a 16-yard pass to Ismail and a 19-yard run by Robert Smith. A 16-yard penalty on pass interference. There's down and goal to go. Ball in the 2 for Minnesota.
Randall's a slot. They shifted the guard out to the slot.
Randall McDaniel at the top of your screen. Moon throws, and intercepted. They say the ball hits the turf. Incomplete, looking for Chris Carter, but the pass thrown in back of Carter, and that's where Damon Peary was standing, and he almost picked off Moon.
Trying to get too clever here. Randall McDaniel goes to fullback on the goal line. This is him leaving fullback, moving out to a slot. Look at him in a two-point stance with his little toe pointing out. It's an all-pro guard trying to run the corner route.
And Kevin Green was looking at him, and Sam Mills was guarding him.
Sam Mills was covering that big guy. Now he's back there where he's supposed to be blocking people.
So Smith, McDaniel forming the I. Second down goal to go at the 2. Handoff to Smith around McDaniel and buttoned up, brought down by Gerald Williams in a great tackle.
Randall McDaniel roars up in there, sticks a guy as hard as he can stick him. I think it's Mills. And Mills doesn't move. Watch him hit up in here. Watch the contact. Bam, right on fit. Look at Mills. They say he's too short. You better not measure him.
I'm seeing stuff today that doesn't make sense.
Look at that guy. Look at the size of that guy. And he just turned Randall McDaniel, turned him around.
Now third down and goal from the 3. McDaniel and Smith the I in the backfield. Moon to the end zone. Carter the catch and a touchdown. His second of the day. So the Vikings take the opening second half possession, march downfield on a huge drive. The extra point is good by Scott Sisson. And Warren Moon caps it off with a nice 3-yard touchdown pass to Chris Carter. Second touchdown pass by Warren Moon today, and the Vikings lead it 14-0. Chris Carter, his second touchdown reception of the day. His 52nd as a Viking, his 70th of his career. And Minnesota goes on top 14-0 over the first-place Carolina Panthers. The winner of this game stays in first place. The Vikings, who have won 6 consecutive games here in the Metrodome, will kick off. And they'll just keep it there. Michael Bates falling to a knee. Carolina will have the ball back when we come back. 14-0 Minnesota.
This formation is what caused the touchdown. They got Carter as a wideout. He ordinarily is a wing. And what ended up with the matchup they wanted, they got Damon Peary, a backup safety, not a starter, out in space, one-on-one with the Vikings' #1 receiver. There he is. He didn't have a chance. He was laughing all the way to the bank. Touchdown.
Sprechemet has come back in as a right guard. Griffith and Johnson in the backfield in the I. And Collins hands off to Anthony Johnson. He finally busts free to the 28-yard line, picking up 8 yards on first down. Brought down by Dwayne Washington. He has a pick today, and there's Sprechen.
The patience to run is what Carolina needs. Every time they run, something good happens. But they come right back with passes, and that gets turnovers. Patience to run will help the Panthers get back in this thing.
Second down and 2. Johnson again. Close to a first down. Darryl Talley, the former Buffalo Bill and Atlanta Falcon, was there to make the stop. As Green Bay rolls over Chicago. They're in the third quarter there. Detroit obliterating Atlanta 28-7. Those are other Central Division teams in action today. It is a first down for Carolina.
How about Seattle?
That's
beating Miami.
They may be trading the quarterback. Seattle Rick Meyer for Jeff George. That's a hot rumor today in the NFL. Trading deadline is Tuesday. First down and 10 for Carolina, down 14-0 in the handoff. Anthony Johnson brought down again by Darryl Talley. It's a gain of about 1.5 yards, and that's all.
Two good runs in a row, and then what Minnesota does is they build an 8-man front with the free safety walking up. Watch this safety. He'll walk up. They'll slide this line and leave a man, a free hitter that you can't pick up. There it is.
Collins faced with 2nd down and 9. Blitz is on, and he sees it. And he's hit as he throws, and the pass is caught by tight end Wesley Walls. It's a 1st down near midfield. Jeff Brady came up and knocked Kerry Collins into next week, and I admire the young kid for sticking in the pocket. And Walls, the former 49er in New Orleans Saint, comes up with a 18-yard pickup.
Watch the pressure on the quarterback. Jeff Brady comes right through the inside, smacks the quarterback, and he hits the guy they call Elvis. Wesley Walls been too quiet the last 2 weeks. Got to get him the ball.
1st down and 10 for midfield. Walls is 85 in motion. Collins, boy, Johnson gave him a big block, and the pass goes up the middle, and Muhammad fumbles the ball. It's loose, and they're going to rule it down. Ball is down. Muhsin Muhammad had the reception, and the rookie from Michigan State jumps on the loose ball. It's a pickup of 5, and Carolina breathes a heavy sigh of relief.
Well, we get the advantage of the replay. It didn't look like he was down.
By contact.
I think they got a little nervous on that one. It didn't look like it from up here. There's the throw, and there's Brady. Brady, maybe the fastest inside linebacker playing.
Oh,
no.
They got away with one. 2nd down and 6, handoff to Anthony Johnson near a 1st down, close to the 40. And we'll have to measure as now we got some pushing. Strepanek is pushing Orlando Thomas, and they quickly are separated. That was a fumble, folks. Right now from McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Kevin, Don Beebe has 2 touchdowns in the season, 1 an 80-yard reception for a score. Take a look at this here. Kickoff return after a field goal by Chicago, 90 yards to pay dirt. Talk about making the most of limited opportunities. Yes, indeed, 34-6, Pack back to Kevin and Jerry.
2nd time Beebe has returned one for a touchdown, and he is a former Carolina Panther.
He was with Carolina last year, couldn't get much playing time, but he's getting some playing time in Green Bay. What a fast guy he is. Remember, he told us last week, Beebe told us he knew he was faster than everybody else. On the paper out, the dogs couldn't catch him. There's Brady. There's a guy that's fast, too. That's the fastest middle linebacker playing right now. Look at that. Look at that spit hanging off his cage. He's spitting, fighting. Look at that right there.
He looks like a dog.
Yeah, he does. He's been with 6 different teams in 6 years. He's been a walk-on in college and been cut by everybody, but all he does is lie. If I had a football team, I'd take him with me.
Carolina does get the 1st down. Maybe the most important drive for this young team in the game. Handoff, Anthony Johnson. He submarines to the 37, picks up 3. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Jerry, we're late in the 3rd quarter. They're down by 2 touchdowns. They need to get something out of this drive.
Well, they got to have patience to run. There's Brady, the guy we love. Now, look at this record. He walked down to Kentucky. He went to the Steelers as a free agent. He got cut by the Packers, cut by the Rams, went to the Chargers, came back to went with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then he ended up at the Vikings. And he's a football player that won't give up. He doesn't. If somebody tells him he can't play, he told me, we don't believe him. He knows he can play.
2nd down and 7 pass caught by Howard Griffith. And he works his way for the best Carolina field position of the day, the 27-yard line. It is a 1st down, and Carolina's on the move on a pickup of 10 through the air. Collins throwing to Griffith.
Just a fullback in the flat, and the quarterback's trying to run away from pressure. Nice spiral, good tight throw. If they got patience to run, they can move the football.
14-0 Minnesota, under 5 minutes now remaining in the 3rd quarter. 9th play of the drive, 1st down and 10 yards to go. Anthony Johnson again up the middle, takes a pile to bring him down, and he moves the pile. Dexter Alexander was kind of carried along. He's down to the 23-yard line. That's a gain of 4.
You got to take a page out of the New York Giants football team. Have the patience, keep pounding it in there. The defensive line is pass rushing every down. So run the football, run the football.
Because this is what the Giants did last week. They beat Minnesota.
The Giants just pounded Minnesota, just kept pouring it in there.
Anthony Johnson today subbing for Bianca Batuka, a career-high 83 yards rushing. Here's a 2nd down and 6. Johnson again. maybe a yard. Now, Jerry, we're seeing tempers flare much more, so it seems like after every play there's a minor scuffle. And Skripanek at the top of your screen usually has his nose in the middle of it.
I think the Carolina Panthers don't want to get intimidated in this dome. And the Vikings are a talking defensive team. They will win if the Panthers start talking back. We talked to the defensive line, and it's funny, Derek Allen says we're going to talk to him, try to get him involved with us, talk and push and shove us, and then the offense won't be effective. And there's number 90. So my job is to get everybody mad at me.
Third down, 4 to go. Carolina's had trouble with third and short today. Collins goes, and he's got a receiver, and the catch is made for a first down, 10-yard line. Wesley Walls the reception, and that is as big a play as Carolina has had all day long.
And the ball was not a good ball. The ball hung up, but he's getting pressured by Derek Alexander. Here's the guy that said, I'm going to get everybody fighting. I'm going to get everybody mad. They got a little, got Anthony Johnson on him. I don't understand that protection. And the ball didn't come out real good. Watch the ball. It's not that tight ball, sort of a wobbly old duck, but it got there. What's killing them is they're putting a back on the defensive end. They're putting Anthony Johnson on Derek Alexander.
First down for Carolina. First down, goal to go just inside the 10 of Minnesota. 14-0 Vikings. Good block. That gives Collins time, and he throws outside to Howard Griffith, who bangs his way inside the 5-yard line.
Oh, you said good block there. It was a play-action fake, and then the back comes around and picks up the defensive end again. You can't hardly do that. Watch the play-action fake. Oh, man. And now he's got to get Derek Alexander. Patience to run. You're only down 14. Don't try to catch up with 2 plays. Help your defense.
Not a good red zone offense for Carolina. Second down goal. 13th play of the game from the 4 of this drive from the 4-yard line. Handoff, Anthony Johnson, and he's in for the touchdown. That was a huge drive, and Jerry, the most crucial of the game for this team.
And I got to tell you, I'm shocked that wasn't how they started the football game. I'm surprised that their first half didn't operate that way. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
Extra point. Sean Casey out of the hole from Ron Stark. And this is one of the great things that Ron Stark brings to this team, a holder that Casey trusts. And the kick is up and in. So a new game in the upper Midwest with 2:11 remaining in. Oh, there's a penalty flag thrown on the play. Late flag came in from the side, and here's the touchdown run.
They hit him at the 3.5, and he's still going. Nice job. Nice effort.
Robert Griffin hit him, and they couldn't bring him down. Number 24 in the defense for Minnesota.
Thought a wingback hooking, maybe.
Personal foul on the defense, number 55. Jumping on the opponent. The score is good. 15 yards. Administered on the kickoff.
The extra point is good. It's 14-7 Minnesota. That was the first rushing touchdown of the year by the Carolina Panthers. Comes at a great time. Late third quarter. Now the Viking lead cut down to 7.
15 yards.
This play, watch the center, Curtis Whitley. Watch his helmet. His helmet is leaving his head as they're trying to go in for a touchdown. And he's so excited that they're both still attached when it's over.
You mean the head and the helmet?
The head and the helmet are still there. Look at it.
Well, the kickoff from the 45 because of the Viking penalty on the extra point, and it goes deep in the end zone, recovered by Kadre Ismail. And they'll move it back out to the 20 on the touchback, where the Vikings will have it first down and 10 yards to go. On that Carolina drive, great catches of 11 yards and 18 yards to the tight end Wesley Walls. Griffith had a pass reception for 10. Collins was 5 of 5. Carolina on the board for the first time today. Next week, Fox NFL Sunday action begins with America's favorite pregame show. Tune in as JB, Terry, Howie, and Ronnie start you off with a great non-stop entertainment hour and up-to-the-minute information. Don't miss Fox NFL Sunday. Check your local listings for the time in your area. On the 20-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go. Minnesota has the lead cut down to 7. Robert Smith on first down. Spins ahead. Picks up about 6, and he broke the tackle of Carlton Bailey and Sam Mills.
And on first down, the Vikings have been struggling. They're averaging less than 2 yards of play on first down. So that's how dominating the defense has been for Carolina.
And, Jerry, it's a defense that starts 6 guys over 30 years old.
And what they did, they decided to build a team on drafty offensive guys. On defense, go get guys you believe in. Guys that have been in championship games, guys that have played in the Super Bowl. Get the old free agent vet on D and get the young draft pick on O, and they've got the right formula.
Second down, 4 pass, and I can understand why Greg DeLong didn't hold on. He was drilled by Kevin Green.
Kevin Green dropping, he does it all. He rushes the quarterback, he zones, he takes the run, and now he's dropping back into the pass. Here's a guy that went to Auburn University as a walk-on. Didn't even have a scholarship. Watch number 91 right there. Hello!
And a pro wrestler.
And a pro wrestler. I said, why does a guy from Illinois end up a walk-on at Auburn? He said, both his parents were from Alabama. He listened to Auburn games even when he lived in Germany. As he grew up, everything was Auburn, so he went down there without a scholarship.
Third down, 4. Good time for Moon, the quick release and the drop pass. Had he caught it, Greg DeLong would have had enough yards for a first down. So 3 and out, and the defense for Carolina holds, and Minnesota's got to punt the ball.
And why would Minnesota struggle so bad on third down? You wouldn't think the Vikings would have such a poor completion rate on the third down situation where they're just not converting.
Mitch Berger now sets to punt for Minnesota. Deep back, they got the rookie Winslow Oliver. And he is a very tough guy to deal with. Oliver's already returned a punt 84 yards this year for a touchdown.
He beat the Saints with the punt return down in New Orleans.
Oliver, this time he's wrapped up and brought down. Great coverage applied by backup wide receiver Chris Walsh. It's a 41-yard punt. Flag has been thrown back at the 31-yard line of Minnesota.
Illegal man downfield.
They'll do it again. Well, every parent wants to protect their children, but what if you suspect one of yours was a cold-blooded killer? Judith White and Roseanne's Johnny Galecki star in Murder at My Door, a world premiere movie, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central, right here on the Fox Television Network.
Johnny Galecki? That's his name? Galecki. Oh, I think you said Go Lucky. I thought that guy ought to be a field goal kicker. Get lucky. Get lucky in there.
There's Dennis Green in his 5th year, averaging 9 wins a year here, Jerry. But it seems that even with all the success this team has had, off-the-field problems continue to plague not only Green, but this organization.
And the problem when you stay a place a long time and you get to the playoffs, then you have to win playoff games, then you have to win playoff games on the road, and then you have to go to the Super Bowl. Nobody's satisfied in the 90s going to the playoffs.
They haven't won a playoff game since 1988.
Well, then he needs to be spanked. You got to win some of those playoff games. You got to win some on the road.
Penalty now drives Minnesota back. So it's 4th and 9.
Too many players. Had 12 in there.
They got him off in time. Mitch Berger will let this fly from inside his 10. Rush comes on and it's blocked. And it's in the end zone. It's out of the end zone, and it was blocked on the play by Carolina's Michael Bates. Not only is he one of the top return men in the NFL, but Michael Bates blocks a Minnesota punt. Mitch Berger had that one blocked.
And really, the Carolina's disappointed. When you block a punt like this, you want a touchdown. You hope that the ball, only one guy coming. There's only one person coming after the punt. This is not it's not a punt block. This guy is alone. There's nobody else. Look at him lay out, take it with his hands. Now he's trying to get to the ball before it gets out of the end zone. You want a touchdown when you get a blocked punt, not a safety.
So a safety and 2 points as Bates blocks the punt of Mitch Berger. And it's a new game at 14-9 with the Vikings on top in a minute before the end of the 3rd.
And it's a blocked punt on a return play. It's a return play, and one guy is assigned to pressure the punter. And here's what they do in special teams. Before the game started, I did a deal on the Carolina radio. I said the bottom line, Carolina is defense and kicking game. That's what they are. 6 changes on offense, no big deal, because they're kicking game and their defense. But when you block one like that, you want the touchdown. Carolina's like, oh, you want to be greedy. You don't want a safety. You want a touchdown.
Last time the Vikings had a punt blocked, September 27th, 1992. Blocked by Cincinnati's Eric Ball.
That double thud. When you hear that double thud as a head coach, you hear him hit, and he goes, thud, thud. You go, oh, brother, you're in trouble.
Not only does Carolina get the 2 points, but they also will get the ball on the punt after the safety. Carolina down 14-9 has come back with 9 unanswered points.
What a punt that was.
Winslow Oliver is going to get in field position out to the 31-yard line. Tackled by defensive back Orlando Tots. Jerry, you sense a momentum swing in this game now?
Only if Carolina, again, doesn't try to go ahead instantly. Be patient. Keep running. The running is open. He went 5 for 5, the quarterback, because they were running the football. Collins can't drop back every play and throw. You got to run so Collins can be effective. But the crowd sure got quiet, didn't it?
Very quiet. And in here it could get loud and cause a huge distraction for Collins or opposing quarterbacks.
Right now, they're not causing any problems.
On the 31-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go. Anthony Johnson, who's had a career day rushing the ball, picks up a quick 4 right up the gut into the teeth of the Minnesota defense, and Darryl Talley makes the stop for Minnesota.
And that's what I like. Good patience. Don't try to win the game right now. Rest your defense. That way you'll be able to throw it. Look at there, 93 yards. You can run the ball on Minnesota because everybody's trying to sack the quarterback. I don't know why they waited to the second half to run it.
Second down and 6 from the 35. Johnson tried to sidestep outside and didn't find any room right there. Swallowed up by Fernando Smith, and Darryl Talley, who's had a pretty good game.
Darryl Talley gets older, but he may get better. May be like fine wine.
I've never known you as a sommelier.
No, every time we get wine, you end up eating a quart.
I put it in my ear so I don't have to listen to you. At the end of 3, it's 14-9 Minnesota. Rarity, Minnesota has a lead going into the 4th quarter. We begin it with the Vikings on top 14-9, and you can see all 4 of their wins have been come from behind wins. So they trail going into every 4th quarter this year. Collins, third down pass, and it's caught. Wesley Walls, who has become a huge factor in the second half, picks up the first down to the Carolina 43.
Well, you look at Wesley Walls, and people say, what's the matter with the Saints? When they lost Wesley Walls, the Saints could no longer be effective on offense. He was the key for them, but they moved him to just third down playing. He wants to play every down, so he said, I'm leaving New Orleans. I want to block on first down, play on second down, and here's what he did with the Saints all the time, make the conversion on third down.
Walls has become a factor. Anthony Johnson has rushed for a career-high 95 yards. First down and 10. Collins throwing to the air and incomplete. Mark Carrier was in his sights. Jeff Brady was covering. Incomplete pass. Second down and 10.
There's Jeff Brady, fast linebacker. Man can run like a nickelback all the time. Now, Collins got the pressure on him this time. Threw on first down. Oh, nice helicopter move. Here comes the line. Bam! Woo!
Collins had hit his last 6. He told us last night they want to get that ball out of there in a hurry.
But he should have got John Randall, the #1 sacker in the league. Just put a big hit on him.
Second down 10, and the quick throw trapped by the rookie Muhammad. Boy, coming into the game, they thought this kid was something else, but he has had a very difficult day. He's fumbled the ball.
What he's had is a rookie day. The rookies, you get high on them 1 week, and the next week they're not any good. Watch this 3-step drop. The corner's reading the quarterback. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, throw it. There's the slant. Get away from the rush. You got to catch it. And I was shocked when he said yesterday, the rookie's the guy. He's the man. Rookies are like a roller coaster. You love him 1 week, and you don't like him the next week. But he'll be back, and you'll like him 2 weeks from now. Today, he's not helping much.
Third down and 10 for Kerry Collins. Good time in the pocket, and the throw right on the money. Wesley Walls, the tight end, to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 15, and it's a first down.
Credit the offensive line coach for the Panthers. He took his left tackle, Mark Dennis, and moved him to the right tackle, said he could play over there. Watch the protection by 74 on Fernando Smith. He's getting a little chip help. That helps him. Anthony Johnson's helping out. One thing the Panthers learned, you got to help a tackle that can't play.
Carolina has come back after the block punt and the safety to have a pretty good-looking drive against the Minnesota Viking defense.
Patience is audible in here. He thought he had full press bumper run at the top.
First down and 10. And off to Anthony Johnson, wrapped up from behind the line of scrimmage. Derek Alexander with the great penetration off the Viking defensive line.
Alexander's the one that wants to get everybody talking, take them out of their football game. He'll come from the left. He's going to run a loop. He runs a loop down inside. That wasn't for the run. He was looping to get to the quarterback. And he happened to loop right into the running play.
Well, it's been a great second half rushing the ball for Carolina. Second down and 12. Hand off to Winslow Oliver. Lucky third-round pick out of New Mexico at 5'7". Jeff Brady wrapped him up at the middle linebacker.
We asked Jeff Brady, we said, Jeff Brady, of all these teams you're with, which color do you like the best? He said, I got blonde hair, so my wife told me I look best in the Rams uniform. He didn't look bad. If I was coaching Minnesota, I'd say he looks pretty good in purple, too. 6 years, 16.
Carolina 3rd and 12. They have converted each of their last 3 third-down conversions. Collins out of the pocket, being chased, and the throw, and it's low and incomplete to Willie Green. 4th and 12, and here comes the punting unit, Ron Stark. Harlan Barnett was tougher.
I got to tell you, my eyes were on Brady running with Winslow Oliver. 2 guys that can fly, and they were running across the field, and the quarterback got flushed and had to make that throw. But they had a real track meet going on, Brady versus Oliver.
So here's Ron Stark, who played in the Super Bowl last year with Pittsburgh. Lead back David Palmer. Rush comes on. Randall just about a hand on it. And up there, catch at the 12. 30-yard punt by Ron Stark. Timeout taken. 12:05 remaining in the 4th quarter. First place on the line as Minnesota leads Carolina 14-9. We're back in Minneapolis with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan. 14-9. Minnesota led 14-0. Carolina's come back with 9 unanswered points. First start for Minnesota today on the 13th. Moon going deep and incomplete for Cadre Ismail. Covered on the play by Eric Davis, the former San Francisco 49er cornerback. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And there hadn't been very many long passes. That was one of the few attempts. It's been all underneath, all 3-step quick because the defenses are so good. They're bringing the ball out instantly. Kevin Green didn't have a good rush on that one. Looked like he was in the spy technique. But you got to say this, the Panther defense has played about a game and a half already, and they're still playing.
2nd down 10. Amp Lee, the long running back for Warren Moon, and Lee gets the call. Amp Lee in a flag thrown as he works his way to the 19-yard line. He's still 4 yards shy of a first down. Usually when it's thrown there, Jerry, it's a hold, and that's exactly the call. Green Bay is all over Chicago, 34-6.
Atlanta.
Look at Atlanta coming back on Detroit, and Miami takes their first lead on Seattle today.
Holding on the offense, number 66. Half of distance to the goal, still 2nd down.
We'd like to welcome you, those out in our audience watching the Green Bay Chicago Bears matchup with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan, Metrodome, Minneapolis. We've had a great game here with first place on the line. Carolina came in first place 3-1. Minnesota came in first place and tied for the best record in the NFC at 4-1. Carolina, they've had 5 turnovers. Jerry, they trailed 14-0, but have come back with 9 unanswered points.
Well, to have 5 turnovers and still be fighting like this in the game, that tells you what kind of defense Carolina's playing.
Second down, 17 for Moon, running in the pocket. Green is after him. The throw is away and incomplete to Amp Lee at the 6-yard line. Kevin Green was all over Warren Moon.
What a day he's had. Kevin Green is playing against one of the best offensive tackles, but he's treating him pretty bad. He does a club outside, 91 rolls right inside. You see 77 on his back. That's Stringer. We'll give you a shot here. Watch this. Upfield, club throw outside. That guy he's throwing is 346 pounds. No wonder he got that pro wrestling guy.
The laws of physics tell you cannot do that.
And Stringer, here's the guy who was first-team All-American at Ohio State as a sophomore. A lot of people think he's as good as anybody. Uh-oh, who got hurt there?
Sam Mills.
Oh, no, not Sam.
Sam Mills, 37-year-old Sam Mills, the best defensive player a year ago for Carolina. And
there's concern on that coach. That's his defensive captain. That's the guy that makes all the calls, gets everybody in the right spot, and you hate to see that leg hanging like that. There's a warrior, been a warrior a long time, 37 years old. Gets hurt without anybody hitting him. He's right here, and he's going to drop in the zone, dropping back, and pow. Usually when that happens, that's a hamstring. That is, they had to play so much defense today because of the 5 turnovers. If you lost your fluid, you lose all your sweat, you lose all your fluid, and your hamstring pops.
And at 37, that can't be a quick recovery. 3rd down and 17 for Warren Moon, once again in the shotgun formation. He has deployed 4 receivers. Moon hit, gets away, and throws incomplete. Carter was the nearest receiver at the 10-yard line. Incomplete pass. Minnesota has got a punt. Great pressure up the middle from linebacker Lamar Lathan.
Well, Lamar was over on the right side like a right defensive end across from Stussy, the other good tackle. And one thing Lamar Lathan, we met with him last night, he says, I don't want to get sacks beating backs. I don't want to get sacks beating tight ends. I want to beat good tackles. So today, you'll be able to judge whether I can play or not.
Winslow Oliver, a rookie back, and Mitch Berger, who had his last punt blocked, is deep in his end zone. Almost blocked again. Oliver, fair catch at the Viking 43-yard line, just a 36-yard punt. And again, the momentum is switching in this game. And a fight in the upper left-hand portion of your screen.
There's another one. Torrey Cook's fighting, too.
Michael Bates was involved. And there's Myron Baker, who will take the place of Sam Mills at the middle linebacker when they come back. Well, it was all Minnesota early on. 5 turnovers in the game for Carolina. A couple fumbles, including one which led to a touchdown pass. Minnesota quickly got on the board, 7-0. Here comes Kerry Collins from the 43. Best starting field position today for Carolina. The handoff goes to Anthony Johnson, having a career day on the ground, and he picks up 2 before he's brought down by Jeff Brady. It'll be 2nd down.
And for you people that are checking in, the second half has totally changed because Carolina has decided to be patient and run the football. So if you've been watching the Packer game, what's changed over here is Carolina said, we're going to run it, and now they're back in it.
Like the Giants did last week to beat Minnesota.
93 yards for Anthony Johnson.
2nd down and 7 pass. He jams it in to the receiver for a 1st down, and a catch made by the rookie Muhsin Muhammad out of Michigan State. It's a gain of 8, and the Panthers will get the 1st down on the pass.
Well, the rookie needed to make that catch because he hasn't had a good year, but that ball, I mean, a good game. This ball, watch this ball. This is a rocket. RPM ball. Not a far throw. He's got a good slant, and finally the rookie helps the team, makes a good catch.
First down and 10 from the Viking 32-yard line. There goes a flag, and the handoff to Anthony Johnson. That will be stopped in mid-motion. There's Mike Kerry and his crew officiating today here inside the Metrodome, downtown Minneapolis.
before the snap. Ball start on the offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Right now for McDonald's Game Break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Kevin, Atlanta hadn't scored a rushing touchdown all season. They've got 3 today, all 3 by this guy, Jamal Anderson. Falcons had trailed 28-0, have narrowed it to 7 with 13 minutes left in the game. Back to Kenny and Ron.
Or Jerry and Kevin.
I can't believe JB called us Kenny and Ron.
You kind of look like Ron now that
Well, I'm mad now.
First down 15. Penalty was against Carolina. Collins again jams it inside. He's got Muhsin Muhammad close to a first down. Picks up 13 on the play. And Collins looks to be building some momentum now as the second half is a little bit more confidence in his throws.
Absolutely. And what's happening is the corner is playing outside. Look, he's outside, so he runs the slant. You can't sit out there like that. That's Alfred Jackson playing the corner, cannot squeeze it down. There's 2 tight ends in the game and 2 backs, so they're telling them what they're going to do with that formation.
Second down 2, carrier in motion to the top of your screen. Johnson replacing the injured Tim Biakabatuka, spins close to a first down. He was first hit by the former Dallas Cowboy Dixon Edwards, and we have not talked a lot about him today.
Well, what's happening is the game, they're coming with 2 tights and 2 backs saying, we're going to run the football. We're just going to jam it on you because that's a running formation. And you know what? They're still effectively shoving it down their throat.
3rd and 1 will be the call. They get a more accurate measurement with the chains on the field. And a little bit closer than 3rd and 1. We meant 1 inch.
1 inch.
See, I was right.
You never miss it. You always amaze me.
Minnesota led 14-0. Carolina has come back on a touchdown run by Anthony Johnson, the first Carolina rushing touchdown all year. Then they blocked the punt, which went out of the end zone, and Dom Capers and his special teams get a safety, so it's 14-9. Now they're moving on the Minnesota defense.
And they're moving. The whole deal is they're jamming the run, which is opening up the slant pass, the quick go, because everybody's trying to get involved in stopping the running game.
Collins, who threw 3 interceptions in the first half, has gone 9 of 12 in the second, and then a totally new quarterback. 3rd down and an inch. Big play for both sides here. Collins using that 6'5" frame. It didn't look like he moved much. Derek Alexander submarined and pushed him up and away.
Unusual formation. There is no tight end now to the left side. So if you're going for a yard, you're going to let people penetrate off the open side. That time they didn't come with the 2 tights. Unusual, they'd come back with regular people on an inch play. He didn't gain anything.
4th down.
They won't do this again.
5th time this offense has failed on 3rd and 4.
Open side allowed these people to sink down. There's no tight end. So this is the defensive end all the way down in that gap. That's what they did to him. Here it is. Here's the ball game, folks. 4th and inch.
About the biggest play of the game coming up right now. Collins with play action, and he goes for the tight end, Wesley Walls. He makes the catch, and he's at the 10-yard line. A gain of 12 on the play.
I tell you what, he had everybody fooled, including me. I was reared up on my hind legs, waiting to see everybody smack everybody. A little play action and a throw. Now that took guts. Everybody, look at everybody. Head down, jumping in. They're going to stop the 1 yard. Oh, nice block by Anthony Johnson. He had to pick up the defensive end. You got to get the ball on Wesley Walls, and Wesley's the man.
1 reception last week, 6 today. Carolina from the 10, handoff. Anthony Johnson, like a bullet, he races to the 4-yard line, picking up 6 on first down. Jeff Brady with the tackle, middle linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings.
Boy, has this game changed when they decide to run. Nice little hole in there. He scoots right up through. Johnson, whew.
You make adjustments at halftime, and this shows you the fruits of those adjustments.
Well, they have changed from first half to second half. Look at the passing game, but if we showed you first half, second half running game, it's a totally different football game.
Second down 4. Johnson again. This time he is stood up and brought down. No gain on the play. John Randall is there to meet him head on at the line of scrimmage.
John Randall, we haven't called his name a lot because he's the sacker. He's the penetrator. But they're all going to have to stop the run here inside the 5-yard line.
That defense has got to be getting tired out there.
Well, their defense, what's happened to them this half is what happened to the Carolina defense the first half. Oh, he's got something. He got a stinger. He's got a stinger running up his left arm up into his neck. You saw him try to pull his arm down. Now, sometimes you get a stinger just when you're real tired and you can't breathe. And it's called a fake stinger. So this may not really, you know, I always had a guy that could flop around and pretend a little bit.
Looked pretty good. Huh?
Looked pretty good, but this must be for real because he's coming out.
Player is Fernando Smith, and Martin Harrison will be taking his place on the defensive line. They have taken Brandon Hayes, moved him to left guard. They've moved Matt Elliott to right guard, and Skrepenek is out of the game. Coming in for the Chicago Green Bay audience, if you didn't hear us earlier, 6 offensive changes in the Carolina lineup. And this, folks, is a first-place team at 3-1 coming in.
Had injuries. They didn't like the way their tackles were playing. They switched their tackles. Right tackle went to left. Left went to right. They're chipping. They're helping with the backs. But here's the ball game. 3rd and 5 at the 5.
They're down at about 3. 9th play of the Carolina drive, and a timeout wisely taken by Collins. The play clock was at 1. He didn't like the alignment defensively that Minnesota was showing. 14-9, the Vikings. Week 5's NFL Rookies of the Week were Jaguar defensive end Tony Bracken, St. Louis Rams quarterback Tony Banks, and Miami Dolphins running back Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Each week, the three will be tracking this year's hot rookies. Hot play right now, 9th play of the Carolina drive. 3rd down and 3. They can get a first down near the goal line. Collins to the end zone, to Muhammad, and it was almost picked off, incomplete, as Orlando Thomas got in the way of Muhsin Muhammad. It'll be 4th down.
Well, it was 22-man, which means everybody was man-to-man with a safety. You cannot throw a fade on this. It's a young quarterback throwing to a young rookie. You cannot make this play. This play was dead when they took the snap. He's man. He's over the top. He's going to be on this 22-man. There's the jam. There's the run. They're lucky they didn't get it picked off.
So a field goal try, 23 yards. Ron Stark holding for the kicker, John Casey. Casey's first attempt today, and the kick is up, and 3 more points go on the board for Carolina. Down 14-0. Now it is 14-12. 6:28 remaining in the 4th quarter. Well, the defensive leader of Carolina is out. Sam Mills has pulled a muscle in that right calf. 14-12. The Carolina Panthers trail Minnesota. If they did come up with 3, Minnesota's defense held. Could have been worse. Could have been 6.
Both defenses have had some goal line stands today, and I think what you're seeing is 2 of the best defenses in the league. They make the other offense look kind of bad at times.
John Casey to kick off. It is short. Kadri Ismail from the 10-yard line. It was a short kick, and Ismail brought down at the 22-yard line. Well, the Minnesota Vikings went on top early in the game. His Kerry Collins fumble was caused by Fernando Smith. Jeff Brady recovered, and that led to this 5-yard touchdown pass. Warren Moon to Chris Carter.
You got Eric Davis and Pat Terrell in the combination coverage, but Carter works underneath the combination, and there's a touch.
Opening second half drive, all Minnesota. Carter, 3-yard touchdown pass from Warren Moon. So then it was 14-0 Minnesota. Andre Royal takes the place of middle linebacker Sam Mills. First down and 10. Robert Smith outside and being chased by Poole, and he cuts the corner and comes close to a 10-yard gain.
And we keep telling you that's what he is. He's not a 2-yard musher. He's not a in-your-face guy. He's a long ball hitter. He's a guy that can take it the distance. And what great speed by Carlton Bailey making that tackle on him.
So Carolina's down 14-0. Then the first rushing touchdown of the year for Anthony Johnson and Carolina.
Anthony Johnson surprised everybody. Second effort. Here's the big play. Bates on the block punt.
A block punt, 2 points. It's 14-9. Carolina just added a 22-yard field goal, 14-12. Robert Smith, who got the first down in the last carry with 10, picks up 11 right here, and a late flag is thrown at the 38.
Looks like a holding on Minnesota. And one thing about Robert Smith, his speed doesn't change. This Carolina defense about wore out. Robert Smith is still going to have that full speed acceleration.
Holding on the offense, number 29. 10-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Charles Evans, the blocking back. Green Bay has beaten Chicago, so now the Packers, as of right now, at 5-1, leading the division.
With Robert Smith coming out because it's long down, they're probably going to throw. When they're going to throw, they'll bring in Ampli. Ampli will come in and play the position.
Vikings, the third most penalized team in the National Football League, had 7 last week against the Giants. Racked up a pretty good total today.
There's Kevin Green. He's had some kind of day. Going against one of the best tackles, Corey Stringer.
Penalty pushes it back. First down and 14 yards to go for the Vikings. 5:40 remaining in the game. Moon, the short drop and the quick throw. He's hit Jake Reed. It's a quick gain. He gets 12 on the play to the 40-yard line.
When you're going against defenses that can get after you, what do? You bring the ball out. The quarterback, when his third step hits the turf, the ball is gone. Watch Warren. 1, 2, 3, out of there. Ah, Tyrone Poole, I can't believe he's laying that soft outside. Tyrone Poole, I don't think is playing as good today as he played last year as a rookie.
Second down, 2. Robert Smith back in the game, and they chase him to the sideline, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Chad Cota forced him out of bounds.
Both of these defensive units can run. You can see that when they try to bounce things outside, try to get out to the outflank either defense, the defense runs you down. There's the leader.
Mills is out, strained calf, won't return. Andre Royal taking his place.
I think he got dehydrated. They played so many plays in the first half. I don't believe he replaced his fluid.
Third down and 2. Vikings from their own 40. The play clock with 6.
Kevin Green called timeout. He didn't like it.
Carolina.
Timeout taken by the Carolina Panthers. 4:23 remaining in the fourth quarter. 14-12, the Vikings. Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan back in Minneapolis. Carolina has just burned their last timeout and leading 14-0. Carolina was down by 2 touchdowns, came back with 12 unanswered points. Anthony Johnson replacing the injured Tim Bianca-Batuka, a career day plus 100 yards. Big play for the Carolina defense. Third down and 2 yards to go from Viking 40-yard line. Robert Smith to the 41. A yard shy. It'll be 4th and 1. Andre Royal, number 58, replacing the injured Sam Mills, comes up with a big defensive play.
And the key was Robert Smith didn't leave the game. When he's in there, they're going to run. If they're going to pass Ampli, there's the toss out to the wing. And a good fill. Nice fill of the linebacker coming up inside. Myron Baker.
Berger has had a punt block today. This will be his 5th. Carolina will get the ball with about 3 minutes remaining in regulation. Berger, a high kick. Fair caught back at the 15-yard line by the rookie Winslow Oliver. 45-yard punt. Carolina gets it first down and 10. Well, Wednesday, it's game 1 of the National League Championship Series. The St. Louis Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves. Coverage.
No Falcons.
Well, the Falcons are having a heck of a comeback in
They
Detroit.
are.
Ryan Jordan will be playing for the St. Louis Cardinals against the Atlanta Braves. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Check local listings.
Ryan Jordan was pretty good with the Atlanta Falcons. So that's how that thing got. You got to
played for you.
Absolutely. Made me look like a good coach. You got to be a good player to do that.
Well, Kerry Collins, who has not been in the lineup the last 3 weeks, starting today, a horrendous first half, has come back with tremendous play in the second. And he has it first down and 10 and overshoots the double-team tight end Wesley Walls by a mile. It'll be second down and 10, and a flag has been thrown. It's against Carolina.
I saw a back coming in trying to help a lineman that was engaged in the block. And what Carolina's doing, they got called for holding. They're doubling up on John Randall. They got a back on John Randall every play, along with the lineman.
Holding, number 67 on the offense. 10-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal. It remains first down.
That's Brandon Hayes taking the place of Frank Garcia.
He's now at the left guard. You see the back came in and chipped. He didn't need to make the tackle. He made the tackle, but he was getting help on the chip block from the back.
First down 17. Collins. And almost picked off. Incomplete. Robert Griffin just about had his second pick today. They were looking downfield for Mark Carrier, and Griffin just about had Collins for a second time.
And the Vikings always rush the quarterback, not just in this situation. Watch the pressure on the quarterback. He's got to move. He's got to scramble. Everybody's after him. Woo, they dodged the bullet there. Robert Griffin always in the right place.
Second down, 17 yards to go. Oliver in the backfield. And Collins throws, and he's got the tight end. Is it a catch, and is it a fumble, and is it a touchdown? Incomplete pass. Wesley Walls did not have possession at the 10. He bobbled the ball. Incomplete. What a whack put on him by Robert Griffin.
You want to watch defensive football, both these teams can do it. They'll smack you, hit you, sack you.
There was no interception, nor was there a score. There was a bobble and never had control of the ball. Good.
Big break for Carolina.
Let's see if this ball hits the ground. Now, does the ball hit the ground? No, I think it hit his butt and his leg. I don't think the ball hit the ground.
Now 3rd and 17. Collins, good time, and the throw. That's picked off and intercepted by Dwayne Washington at the 36-yard line of Carolina. And for the kid, interception number 4. And the 6th Carolina turnover today.
Well, Kerry Collins had the man open, but the ball dies on him. The ball didn't have enough air, and you'll see the ball die on him. Allows the interception. Watch the throw. Right now, the man's open. See him, he's up front, but the ball didn't get to. The ball died on him. And Dwayne Washington cut underneath the receiver. Good throw. The receiver had him beat by a step.
3:08 remains. Carolina does not have a timeout to stop the clock. 14-12, the Minnesota Vikings. Robert Smith breaks one tackle and then staggers ahead, falling at the 32. Lamar Lathan brought him down. It's a gain of 4 on first down for Robert Smith, who has not been the factor in this game we thought he might be.
Let me tell you, Lamar Lathan just changed this football game because that was almost a touchdown. The way he bounced outside, the back was gone. Robert Smith would have big yardage. The 4 interceptions changed it. He saved a touchdown on that last play.
2.5 to play. Carolina can't stop the clock. No timeouts remaining. Second down and 6. Robert Smith cutting outside. A great block from Carter. A first down run by Smith to the 18-yard line.
And that's Robert Smith. Don't judge him on 5 or 6 plays. His whole game is he's going to break a long one. Nice wiggle. He's got speed. He's a track guy. He's a long strider. He runs straight up.
A 2-minute warning. A 2-minute warning.
Ohio State relay runner. Covers the ball.
With the win, Minnesota stays in first place with Green Bay. They got 2 minutes to go. Well, tonight on Fox, 7 p.m., it's The Big Deal, TV's wildest and craziest game show. Then at 8, check out Oops, the world's funniest outtakes. And at 9, it's the presidential debate, except on the West Coast. 6 p.m. Pacific for the presidential debate tonight from Hartford, Connecticut. Robert Smith up the middle. Over 100 yards today. Green Bay wins. Detroit is getting a scare at home against Atlanta. And Miami has lost the lead once again to Seattle.
Well, we had Seattle last week. I wouldn't have thought that. They must really improve by starting threes at quarterback.
New England looks like they're going to go to 3-2, and next week they take on 4-1 Washington. Welcome everyone to the Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis with Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan. 1:20 remaining in this one. The Vikings lead at 14-12. One time they led 14-0. Then Carolina came back with their first rushing touchdown, a field goal, and a safety. Then they ran out of time. Jerry ran out of timeouts, and they can't stop the clock. And right now, for Minnesota, they are eyeing a first-place tie for a second consecutive week with the Green Bay Packers, who earlier today beat Chicago in Chicago.
And if you like defensive football, this was a game. Both offenses were pretty well shut down by both defenses.
6 Carolina turnovers today. In the first 4 games, the Panthers had only 5. Today they had 6. Kerry Collins intercepted 4 times. 3rd and 11, and that should do it. And the Minnesota Vikings off to a 5-1 start this year. Went 8-8 a season ago. And for Dom Capers, he'll be watching the San Francisco-St. Louis game with a great deal of interest. And for Denny Green, now in his 5th year, off to one of the best starts in the history of this franchise. As the Vikings go to 5-1, Carolina will drop to 3-2. Tough day for Kerry Collins.
Well, he hadn't started for a while, had that bad knee, got whacked in that knee early. He had a good second half. The first half, I think you saw, a guy that hadn't played much lately, and a lot of turnovers in that first half, but came back and played good the second.
23-year-old Collins, 39-year-old Warren Moon. Minnesota wins it. 2 Moon touchdown passes today. 14-12 is the final score.
Did you say 2 Moon touchdown passes?
2 Moon touchdown
2 Moon TDs.
The NASDAQ postgame is coming.